Fellow Falcoholics, what is up? Welcome. Falcons football asterisk is finally here. And it is preseason football, but it is technically football. There will be Falcons players on the field at Mercedes-Benz Stadiums. Also, Lions players, because the Falcons are playing the Lions in week 1 of the NFL preseason. Welcome in, everyone, to our watch party. We're going to have a lot of fun here tonight. I'm Kevin Knight, joined by my co-host, Adnan Ikic. Adnan, this is one of our classic shows that we've been doing basically since we started. I think the only thing we've been doing longer than our preseason watch parties is the draft parties. That was the original show, was the draft party. But the preseason ones were very close behind. It's a fun show. I've been enjoying it. How are you doing tonight, Auden? You excited to finally get some real asterisk Falcons football here?
Well, how real can it be if the starters aren't playing? But hey, I'm excited to see James Pierce Jr., Jalen Walker, the rookie class. Apparently they did not there was just no kicking competition. Younghoe Koo hasn't even dressed tonight. According to Falcons writer Taryn Wack.
I always want to say it like the meme. It's like whack,
Yeah, is it whack?
I think it's just whack. I'm pretty sure it's just whack, but yeah.
Yeah, I apologize if I'm butchering the last name. But yeah, she said that she did not see Younghoe Koo dress at all, so we'll get some Lenny Krieg action. So maybe that's a look into the Falcons' future years from now when it comes to the kicker position. But yeah, it's yay, yeah, preseason Falcons football.
You guys have to understand, you get a yay from Adnan at all, it's a big deal, okay? Don't take his lack of outward enthusiasm. Inside, Adnan is just bubbling over with excitement.
I'm brimming with excitement over this Emory Jones Easton Stick battle. But it's nice to see the guys at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. They're showing some of the highlights from training camp, and man, the hill was up. So I think you may be in this picture that they're showing right now.
Nice.
Yeah, the hill was beautiful. It was packed. It shows the excitement for this team. Falcons are going to be receiving first, and most importantly, this is not a play-by-play.
Yes.
So just for legal purposes, we are not. This is our not play-by-play show.
Yes, we're not tempting the fate of the legal gods. This is definitely distinct from a play-by-play. We will talk about some plays. We'll talk about the results of some plays, but legally cannot provide you with play-by-play. And totally respect those restrictions, of course. And then shout out, if you want to see the live play-by-play. I know they don't want us shouting them out apparently, but 92.9 does have live play-by-play if you want to listen to 92.9 at some point. I'm not above shouting those guys out. Good for them.
No, I am. Don't.
Okay, don't do it. Okay, Adnan said no, so no more shout-outs. It's not allowed.
Stay with us. Yeah.
Don't turn this off. I'm saying,
don't turn off our stream.
Yeah.
What are you doing? This is.
No, I didn't say turn us off. I was trying to, I was trying to extend an olive branch. My mistake. We do have a kickoff. It looks like no return here. Some kind of penalty, perhaps.
We're getting the ball. Okay, can we talk about how the new touchback rule is the 35?
Yeah, that's aggressive.
I don't like that at all.
That's aggressive.
The 35, what are we doing, man? It'll force some teams to, do some higher kicks and try and force some returns, and I guess that'll be exciting. But man, that's too much. That's overkill for me.
Yeah. This is very low res shot I'm getting at the moment, but I am getting it, so that's the important thing. All right, so looks like we're gonna. I believe that these numbers are very blurry for me. I believe we're getting Easton Stick first. Yes. All right, we got our first play. It's gonna be a carry. Doesn't seem to go anywhere. It looks like that's Elijah Dotson, number 41. So we've got our first play of the preseason. On exciting stuff.
Yeah, it's in the books now. It is in the books.
It's official. Yeah, it looks like in terms of players out there, I think we see is that Felipe Franks at one of the tight end spots. Like I said, Elijah Dotson at running back. Trying to get a look at the offensive line here. I think that's maybe Jovan Gwynn at center. I can't really tell. I think that's the second team offensive line, though. So All right, so Falcons looking at a 2nd and 10 now.
And I know we're not doing play by play, but man, Easton Stick, like that was lovely from
That was
Easton
great.
Stick.
That was really
That was
nice.
really nice from
Yeah.
Easton Stick. He
Nice
avoided the
avoiding pressure. Yep.
yeah, finds taking Quatoriano, like, who's fighting for that tight end 3 spot.
Oh,
Like,
is it Catoriano or Sills? 87?
87. Oh yeah, sorry, my
Hold
mistake.
on. I don't have my roster pulled up, so I might be wrong.
It was Sills. It was Sills. I got the 87 and 85 confused.
A lot of
there.
80s out there right now.
Yeah, but yeah, that was lovely. Like
That was a lovely
great.
play. Yeah, no doubt. Okay, yes. So, training camp favorite David Sills getting the first down connection there, and then looks like on the next play, I was talking. I was pulling up my roster. I can't even look, but I think there was a pass to a running back. I assume it's still Elijah Dawson.
Yeah, it's okay.
We do need to take a play off every now and then.
Yeah, we're expected to not give you all the plays.
Mm-hmm.
Because we can't. The OGs know. Like the ones who are here for our alleged play-by-play shows back in the day. Yeah, man, what a time that was.
Yeah, Easton Stick can't quite escape that time. It looked like he wanted to take off there, but
are they? They're in. I'm curious if they send Krieg out here if they do go to 4th down, because
yeah, this would be a long kick. Like this
it would be a very
long.
long kick, but it's like we have to lose.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, might as well. Like, what? Anyone who punts in the preseason's a coward. Yes.
What if you punt from the opposing team's 38?
Yeah, yeah. You can't punt here. That just sends the wrong message. So, I don't even know if they have to punt at this point. But Stick actually got some yardage on that. That's nice.
I do like Raheem's hoodie.
Yep. All right, not much there. That run blocking is not cutting it at this point. Just absolutely nothing from the right guard, who double teams someone and just leaves the linebacker completely unblocked. So that's not great. I mean, that they created a big hole. Unfortunately, the linebacker was just standing next to it. But so they're gonna go for it. All right, cool. I'm down. I'm down
for going for it. I'm not down for the play they called when going for
it. Less down about that.
No, like what we're really running a deep shot wheel route to Sills out of the slot on 4th and 3. Like,
just send it. Just send it. Like that's what we're gonna see this year, Adnan.
Yeah,
just we're sending it on 4th down. I guess they're like, oh well, they're gonna play at the line of scrimmage, so we should, call a deep shot. But I mean, I don't know that Sills is necessarily the guy for that. Like, he's big, but not exactly a burner. So I don't know. I agree with your take on that. It's a questionable play call there. But
honestly, I would have sent Krieg out there and been like, all right, let's see what you got.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's true. At that point, that's like a 58 yarder from the 38.
38 of what? That's what, 15 yards plus another 10 to the end zone. Is it like? No, it's
15 like from the 38 essentially, because the end zone's 10 and then it's basically 5 yards back from the line of scrimmage.
I think it's 7 yards. I think it's 7 yards back, so that would be a 5-yarder.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, that would have been a good one for him to attempt. I don't know.
Yeah, he's hit that in camp.
Yeah. No, I mean, Gabriel Rogers, you're right. Like, I think Sills would have had a shot at that. It was just way overthrown. But, he didn't have a ton of separation, but he doesn't really need it. He's kind of like a Drake London-esque player where he just, if he's got a yard, he's got enough, so. Well, we did see some positive plays on that series, so that's more than we usually get.
Mostly one, but yeah, it's like...
There was that dump off that was nice too. I like that little dump off to the running back. That was all right. But we got the David Sills targets. So the David Sills agenda is thriving thus far, and that's definitely one of the battles to watch, guys, tonight. What's going on at wide receiver? I think there's going to be kind of a fierce competition. David Sills is definitely the guy that's kind of emerged in that room from sort of the unknown players. We also, of course, have Casey Washington, who's really come on over the last few days, it seems like. UDFA sensation Nick Nash as well. Chris Blair, who was formerly their 6th receiver that they've kept. I don't know if we'll see any DJ Shark tonight. I know people have some hype about him, but that's the guys that I'm really looking at tonight. And plus, any of these other guys to see if they can make a name for themselves too.
Yeah, it looks like the Lions are not running their starters out there either. I don't see Jared Goff.
Yeah.
And their first pass actually goes to Shane Zylstra out of Minnesota State. But yeah, it looks like was it D. Alford with a really nice tackle there.
Yeah, so we got D. Alford out there. That's interesting.
Yeah, tackle for a loss.
Mm-hmm. Nice play.
Isn't it's not fully. I mean, he's the presumed favorite at he's a presumed favorite at nickel, but his spot isn't like fully like guaranteed yet.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, I don't know who they're planning to start there, and I presume we'll get a decision on that at some point. But the fact that, like you said, Alford's playing right now probably means that it's not decided. Like, and I don't think any of us thought that it was decided, but yeah.
Abikidi with a nice pressure, but admittedly, he was as unblocked as you can possibly be.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind it. I like to see that. But yeah, it seems like they are playing some of the higher string defensive players out here. Then if they're getting Abikidi and everybody out on the field.
Oh, I don't know if you saw it. I don't know if you're seeing what I'm seeing.
No.
I don't know how quick I am versus.
You're like a play ahead.
I'm a play. Well, it was a hell of a play, just so you know.
Yeah, I like that Abikidi pressure. That's nice.
Yeah.
Since you're ahead, do you want me to just call it, and then you can? I mean, you can.
Yeah.
You're welcome to react to it as it comes in too. Because I'm sure some people are ahead, but.
I mean, it's Tennessee Vols legend Hendon Hooker.
Oh man.
Yeah, he loses the football. I think that fumble was forced by Josh Woods, and D. Alford. It bounces right into his hands.
That's nice. Love to see that. All right. I'm excited to see this now. I wasn't super excited. Now I am.
Are you still behind?
Yeah, I'm like a play behind you.
Oh, you're like
yeah, now the play is happening right now. Okay, I see the strip. Yep.
You're
okay,
like 2.5 plays. Yeah, the Falcons are already scored a touchdown while you're.
Wow, spoiler alert on Jesus. I'm gonna refresh my stream now. NFL Plus not as fast as YouTube TV apparently, but oh yeah, no, the Falcons the game's already over. Yeah, no, it's the fourth quarter now. We'll go with Adnan on this. Adnan's with the current play, so we'll go with Adnan's thoughts here. But maybe like a minor, maybe possible face mask on Brandon Dorlus on that strip sack. But
there's a maybe there. He absolutely.
Hey, maybe a lot of a face mask, but it's the preseason. Let him play. That's my thought.
Yeah, let the boys play.
Let them play.
Now, if it was on the other end,
yeah, then what the hell, refs? Yeah, open your eyes, refs. So, all right, we're back to Easton Stick, who I imagine
I'll give it to Dorlus. He did get some pressure, but you would like to see him finish that sack, especially when he got like a handful of face masks.
Yeah, if you're gonna grab the face mask, you better complete the sack. Like, you better take him down if you're gonna do that. So.
Now, the good news is, I think if he did complete the sack, they would have called face masks. So
yeah, probably. So maybe it all worked out for the best here. So
yeah, not a great start to the game for Jack Nelson.
Yeah,
not a great.
He gave up a pressure on that last series too. So.
Yeah. And he gets busted here for a holding penalty. So, we've drawn that up better from other Falcons rookies.
Yeah. Well, that's what the preseason's for. I got to work those things out. But yeah, definitely putting the offense in a big bind here, giving them a second and very, very long. So
they're not gonna let him work it out too long because Jack Nelson will find himself on the practice squad really quickly.
Yeah.
If he continues that.
Yeah. I don't know. I think the running back had a chance even if he didn't hold. So probably better to let go.
That's the infuriating part. It's like there's no high if you really like opened up the lane. But it's like that felt like an unnecessary holding.
Yeah, you were already way to the outside. I mean, it's like if you're trying to prevent a sack, yeah, hold. Go for it. Yeah, like if you don't allow the sack. Do the hold. But like it otherwise, it just apparently we're in preseason form. The refs they've now moved the ball like 4 times. That ref has like gone running out and back. Sprint to the sideline, side judge. Let's go. Dokie.
Well, I'm pulling up the ESPN game as well.
Nice little play for Dylan Drummond there, getting his first catch of the preseason. Number 81. A little slot action.
Sort of like,
yeah.
It's been sort of forgotten about in this competition. He didn't really make too much noise in camp. But yeah, he's a former Eastern Michigan alum right there.
Yeah. Eastern Michigan, shout out.
Oh, here we go. We're getting Lenny Krieg. They're gonna correct their mistake and send him out there.
There you go. They've learned their lesson. Some Lions player has just tremendous hair. Number 40 something. I don't know who that is, but that was nice. Another nice snag by Dylan Drummond there. Yeah, he had to leap up in the air for that one. So good for him. All right, like Adnan said, might get a little Krieg action. So honestly, if Krieg looks too good, he's gonna get claimed off waivers. So probably. I'm conflicted about my thoughts on how good he should look tonight.
Well,
but
he looked really good on that 57-yarder.
Well, there you go.
Nothing went right down the middle.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess he's not counting against the 53 man for the Falcons, but I mean I'm assuming they can't just sort of hide him away and just make him untouchable for other teams, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm not sure. If he's too good, he's probably going to get claimed. So, we will see.
I mean, that was a hell of a kick.
Yes, nice kick. Yeah, no, 57 yards, good for Lenny Krieg. So that's great. Love to see that. Yeah, and then Falcons get on the board first, up 3-0 over the Lions here to start this game. So, while we have a second, want to shout out FanDuel. And FanDuel's odds for the game, I believe, had the Lions as 3.5-point road favorites over the Falcons for this game. So, I think that's a little disrespectful. But we also know the Falcons typically don't win preseason games. So, yeah, I guess I don't blame anyone for setting the line there. But interesting line for this game, and really interested to see if the Falcons could actually win a preseason game. That we haven't. I don't think we didn't experience that at all last year, right? I don't think they did end up winning any games.
No, I think the Falcons haven't won a preseason game in years.
I thought they did in 23, but
was it? I mean, I know it was a long time.
It was a long time. Well, yeah, Desmond Ridder won that one preseason game, right? And that was crazy, but.
Yeah, the one. Yeah, I think it was against the Lions.
That's right. Yeah.
It was a throw to Jared Bernhardt for the game winner. I think that was the last that was the last game we allegedly had a play-by-play for.
Yeah, I can't confirm what we did on that show.
Yeah.
Yep. We got Solaire with the $5. What's up, Solaire? Welcome back, man. It says, sup, Kevin and Adnan. Been watching the VODs, but keep up the great work. I can't miss the preseason games. Almost as good as the draft takes. Yes, it's a little bit less spicy without the play-by-play, but we're still going to bring you guys what you need to know. And thank you so much, Solaire, for your support. Really appreciate you. And Solaire being here reminds me, we've just opened up Falcoholic Fantasy Leagues for our patrons and YouTube channel members. So if you are one of those and you want to play, look for the form to fill out. Even if you played last year, please fill out the form so we know that you're in. And if you want to play and aren't a patron or a channel member yet, you still got another week or so before we have to close it. So if you want to get in, you can join up at patreon.com/FalcoholicLive, or you can click the button to join the YouTube channel memberships here. All of the tiers get access to the fantasy leagues. Having a great time there. I know Solaire has joined us in the past. I don't know if Solaire will be back this year, but if you are, we're looking forward to it. So,
look, I want to go back to the conversation around Krieg. So he's under a 3-year contract. He's signed in for the Falcons, and he doesn't count against a roster spot. So, or he doesn't count against a 53. So can't the team just have him as an international reserve player under contract?
I'm not sure exactly how that works. Like I heard that the roster exemption is only for the off season, and then it doesn't apply during the season, but it does generate an extra practice squad spot. So if he clears waivers and comes back to the practice squad, he's like
Mhm.
protected on the practice squad all year. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure about
Yeah,
that.
but
But yeah, if it works out that he's like basically an extra bonus roster spot for three, like at least 1 year, that would be awesome. So that would be
yeah, I
fantastic.
mean, I don't know either. That's why I'm asking. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna pretend to be an expert on it, but yeah, it's because it would be because I think even if Koo makes the team, or if Koo is the kicker, like I don't know if he's gonna be the kicker next year, given like the way his contract is going.
Yeah.
Or like maybe they want to groom Krieg into like the kicker of the future. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't. Or maybe Krieg just like looks terrible the rest of the preseason. We're like, all right, we don't want him the way all of Giorgio Tavecchio a few years ago. But I mean, right now he's looking pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. Looks like maybe Jalen Walker had the run stop on that play. James Pierce like just shot into the backfield and was like, "Where is everybody?" It's just like okay, uh, but yeah. So I think the Lions also had a penalty on that return, so they got sent all the way back to like the 15-yard line. All right, looks like got a mix of like depth guys out here at the moment. Very solid tackling. There's another play by Josh Woods. I think he was involved with that forced fumble that you mentioned on the previous drive. So love to see these guys. You know, Josh Woods kind of been known as like a career special teams guy, but I mean with Troy Anderson being out, like the fact like there's a linebacker spot potentially up for grabs, especially if Troy's not healthy enough. Whether that's like a Caleb Johnson,
Yeah, well,
or
I think it says something that Caleb Johnson isn't even dressed tonight,
yeah,
though.
that is interesting. Yeah, it seems like they really like him. Um,
I don't know, like that. I don't know if you saw that hooker scramble, but
yeah, yeah,
not great. Losing all contain on the 3rd and 10.
yeah. The whoever the edge rusher was just crashed inside and just left Rook out there on an island. Which like, oh yeah, James Pierce got pancaked. That's what happened. So yeah. Well, he got caught up on Rook. Like they were trying to stunt, and it looked like he got kind of tripped up in there. And
That's one of those where you work through it now. But
yeah, yeah.
yeah, 3rd and long QB rush. I've seen that too often.
Yeah, I don't think you should be stunting on 3rd and long, personally. I don't know if that was like supposed to happen like that or what, but I don't think that's wise to send your edge rusher inside. But
It was a nice pass breakup by Brooks, the next
yeah,
play.
yeah,
From
very nice.
the guys that like really is. I'm telling you, he has a real shot he has a better shot at the 53 coming out of this camp than he has ever before.
Yeah, no, I think Detroit Brooks is your CB4 right now. Like I think he's your top depth guy. I mean, we'll see how that plays out over the remainder of like the preseason, but yeah.
Well, you're gonna love this play from DeMarco Hellum.
Okay, I'm getting excited. Let's check it out. Ooh, what a
That was
hit!
a good stick right there.
Hit him with like 15 penalties though.
It's not on Hell. Well, it could be on Helms. They caught both teams for offsetting penalties.
Okay, that was a tremendous hit. Jarred the ball loose too.
Yeah,
Yeah, it looked clean. It looked like a shoulder
yeah,
lead
that
to
was
me.
that was
But
the cleanest possible hit. Like he led with the shoulder. It wasn't the helmet. He just like, oh man,
bam.
that is not a flag.
Yeah, that's totally clean. 100% clean. No way to have a cleaner hit there.
That was not a flag.
Yeah, that was 100% shoulder.
However, yeah, it was.
Yeah, that's weak, but it's preseason for everyone. Yeah, that's terrible. Terrible call. Terrible call.
I'm upset. Like I'm upset. Like I'm genuine. Like I don't get mad like at preseason like that, but that genuinely made me upset. Like that was like
Come on,
that's the
man.
type of
Like,
play that you show to like Pop Warner football players.
yeah,
Like that's the type of play where it's like it's so clean. Like you show that on film for like how to make a proper tackle, and it's like I don't know, man. Like that, I don't like it.
yeah,
But yeah,
just
Helms is
yeah.
like all over the place. He just had another big pop right there.
Yep. Yeah, no, I don't think the coaching staff is going to be dinging Helms for that play. So, and that's what really matters here. Is he's not going to be. They'll probably tell him to like sell the shoulder even more though. We got Dave's first tweet. Okay, here we go. DeMarco Helms could knock the peak off a mountain. Here we go. Dave's getting into form here as well. So
Yeah,
shout
yeah,
out to
he
Dave.
is.
Yeah. Helms playing like free single high safety too. That's a little interesting. He was way back there. So, uh, just yeah, he's playing single high. He's like, all right, I got this. That's two pass break. I mean, two pass
Yeah,
breakups.
I mean, I don't think he's even going for the ball. He's just going to like a
Yeah, he's
level.
like, nah, you're not gonna throw this in front of me. This is not allowed.
Yeah, it's
So.
just like whoever's coming over. Like that. That's the thing. He's not even. He's literally going to just destroy the player.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, DeMarco Helms, he got robbed of a season last year. I feel like he would have had a significant role as like the third safety, if he had been healthy. Like, and I think he might have like honestly played a lot in nickel too. So I'm pulling for him this year. Obviously the pathway to being a starter is pretty murky, but I still think they could use three safety sets and stuff. So I mean,
He won't be a starter, but it's like he's definitely like a good depth safety. I think if you look at it pound for pound, he's I think one of Fontenot's like maybe three best draft picks that he's made like in his time in Atlanta. And I'm talking about like when you consider the fact that Helms was a seventh rounder. Like I think the best pick that Fontenot's made was Drew Dahlman. Getting like a high level starting center on day 3 is just like you tip your cap. But Helms might be like the second or third best like draft pick from a value perspective.
yeah, that's great. I mean, you love it. Helms flipping off the refs. That's amazing. Oh god, I love that.
Deserved. Like that was just like
Yeah, that was deserved. That was deserved for the record. But yeah, no, I agree. I
football was going if that's a flag.
yeah. Yep. Love to see it. Love to see it. So, Falcons defense so far takeaway and 3 and not exactly a 3 and out, but they allowed one first down. They've allowed one first down.
Yeah.
So far. Yeah. So
I do like this thing of as soon as they get out of the commercial, they're already lined up and ready for the play.
yeah, they're not wasting any time. That's just like we're going straight into it. These commercials are dragging on for me.
Hey man, it's do we really need to be out here until 10 p.m.? Like,
No, we don't. We really don't. As much as I love hanging out with you guys and Adnan, like we don't. It's the preseason. Just saying is all. We could stand to have the preseason roll along. I think that's okay. Don't think we're insulting anyone by saying that. All right, it's gonna be Easton Stick again. Looks like we got a new running back. Maybe Nate Carter. Yeah. And again, the run game is producing absolutely nothing. So. I don't know if someone was supposed to get that linebacker or what, but yeah.
It's not the running back's fault either. Like
He doesn't even have a chance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think someone was supposed to climb and pick up that linebacker, but I'm not exactly sure. I'm not gonna go back and watch that replay, guys. I'm sorry.
I mean, the next play was great, like a great pass from Easton Stick, but Carter, I don't know what the hell he was doing there. Like he just like went up with one arm. I think it hit him in like the helmet. Like,
yeah, that's a man that's never run that route before. It's like,
he's like,
what do you mean you're target? This is a clear out. What are you doing? This is a clear out. Yeah. It kind of reminds me of like Bijan, like in his rookie year when they were like throwing him deep bombs, and he's like, "Well, I've never really done this before." But Bijan has this like thing where like he just has great one-handed catch ability. You really shouldn't attempt that though. Like even Bijan probably shouldn't, but except for that one play, like one of his first touchdowns where he like caught it with one hand and then juked out like 3 Panthers and scored. That still one of my favorite plays. But that one and like the one where he juked the Jaguars linebacker. Yeah, I think that was his first touchdown.
Yeah, that was his first touchdown. The one, and it was just like it was a touchdown pass for Ritter, where it was like, all right, like it's a touchdown pass I could have thrown.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, another nice throw from Stick, but it's like,
it's too far.
It's just
too far behind the sticks.
Behind the sticks, yeah. I mean, 3rd and 10. It's just tough. So, rough. I did like that Nate Carter got open on the wheel route out of the backfield for a deep shot. That's probably going to be a staple of this Falcons passing game with Bijan. But, that's what these preseason reps are for, right? Yeah. But honestly, Stick, like the placement, like Stick has looked pretty good. Like, I think his placement's been good. He's scrambled a little bit.
No, Stick's been fine. Like, I've liked what I've seen from Stick so far.
Yeah. I feel like there's been a penalty on every single return so far.
Hey, man.
I don't know. I don't even know what the penalties are for because I don't have the audio on. But something. So
I see the fan base is rallying behind DeMarco Hellum. So
yes. He's endeared himself. Yeah.
He'll reach cult hero status with some hits like that.
Yeah.
I remember Keanu Neal was a higher level player, but man, like people still talk about Keanu Neal to this day.
Yeah. Keanu Neal, legend. I wish the man could stay healthy. And also that he knew how to catch, because we probably would have won that Super Bowl.
I wish he didn't need that ball.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's like, we probably win that game if he doesn't need that ball.
Probably. We definitely win.
Win that game. Yeah,
but if he just picks it off, like it looked like.
Or if he just lets it fall to the ground. It doesn't knee it into the arms of it. That's one of the single most unlikely things I've ever seen happen in football games.
Neal went into the arms of Alshon Jeffrey, and then the Eagles got a field goal out of it. So instead of going into the half up 10-6, probably either 13 or 17-6, because one, it looked like he would have had a pick six, and two, at the very least, if he picks it off, you'll get a field goal probably, and if not, you're still up 4, and that made the difference in the end.
Yeah.
Man. That was the last time we saw the Falcons in the playoffs.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we can get some new Falcons playoff disappointment memories this year. Because I'm not really predicting Super Bowl victory, so I'm sure we'll be disappointed. But I would take disappointing playoff memories at this point over whatever we've been getting. George. Yeah. No, George is all in. Yeah, George is 100%.
He's on that 14-win hype train right now.
Yeah. George is loving it. George is feeling good, so good for him. Good for George.
Hey, so far the Falcons are winning. We had a Lenny Krieg long field goal, Easton Stick has looked fine. DeMarco Hellums is getting some hits. It's been pretty entertaining for the start of an early preseason game.
Yeah, not too shabby so far. Which it's better than I expected. I have very low expectations for Falcons preseason games. I try not to talk about that too much. Before we go live, because I don't want to dissuade any of you nice people from joining us. But, I typically have pretty low expectations for how the Falcons have looked. So this is an improvement so far. There's no doubt about that. All right. Just waiting for the game to come back. Thank you guys all for joining us. If you haven't already, like and subscribe. We'll be doing this we're gonna try next week. I'm traveling on Friday, and I think I'll be all set in my hotel to broadcast Friday night for the game. I can't speak to the quality of the internet, um, so I don't know if it's going to work or not. But if it does work, we're going to have another one of these next week. We'll also, of course, be back for preseason week 3, and have lots of shows in between. Lots of good stuff. We're going to have Joe Patrick joining us on Wednesday next week. We got Tuesday Takes with Trey Sean coming out on Tuesday mornings. And, yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun this season. We're looking forward to a good one here. All right. First quarter still in action here. A lot of commercial breaks. Maybe that means we'll get less later.
Are you traveling on Wednesday, or
no.
are we doing the
No, we're good for Wednesday next week. Yeah. It's just I'm driving somewhere Friday. I should be all set by the time preseason game starts, but we'll see how that goes.
I mean, Taquan Graham with a nice tackle for a loss.
Yeah, I love to see that. Just knifed into the backfield.
Graham's biggest issue has been his health. Like,
Yeah.
if he can stay healthy, he's a very solid interior rotational piece.
Yep. Yeah, I like TQ. He's battling for a roster spot now. I like his versatility where he can play multiple spots. And yeah, nice plus play there for the veteran defender. I'm so used to talking about him as like a young guy, but now on his second contract. So yeah.
And then Rook and Jalen Walker combined for a stuff on a Craig Reynolds run. So
nice stuff. Love to see it. Love to see the young guys get involved. Those are two players I hope we hear their names a lot in a good way over the coming weeks and months here in Atlanta. Two critical guys for sure. So
yeah, it looks like Jamal Agnew isn't going to be out there. Like, I don't know if he dressed, but they have D. Alford as the punt returner.
Yeah, I didn't see him back there on the opening kickoff either. So seems like that job's more or less locked up. So
yeah, they didn't even consider it a competition. Like, he was just out there in camp. He was the first guy returning everything, and then like obviously you had some of the other. You had McLeod, you have D. Alford there a little bit. So
yeah. No,
nice
solid tackle there by Josh Woods to keep that. And
Woods
yeah, another punt here. Yeah.
Woods third down stop after a forced fumble. So it's been a decent day for him.
Been a very nice looking opening for the defense. Looks like they're giving more run to some of these young interior and like D-line players. Nice return here by Alford too, although there is a flag. Like I said, there's a flag on every return. So so far it continues. But yeah, it seems like they're letting like some of the like starter types work with this sort of second team defense otherwise. So now we got a personal foul on somebody on the Falcons. Okay.
I mean, yeah. So I mean, we've seen Taquan Graham out there, Rook out there. Obviously, both rookies. D. Alford, who's the presumed starter at nickel. DeMarco Hellams, who's going to be a rotational player as a safety, probably your third or fourth safety. So yeah, I mean, this is what you want. This is what you want to see from the defense, sort of holding their own and really putting the Lions' offense in neutral, given the fact that I mean, I'd be worried. I'd be very worried right now if the defense was getting dominated by the Lions backups, because these are going to be like players who are actually going to see the field this year.
Yeah. I mean, the secondary is pretty much all backups, but like, yeah, the D line is like a mix of first stringers, but they look pretty good. So I'm not too upset about that.
I mean, yeah, it's I don't think the Lions have. I think the Lions have gotten 2 first downs so far. I don't know if they've crossed it.
One of them was from, I think, a messed up stunt. So, like, I think if James Pierce was the man on the edge there instead of Rook, and Rook, honestly, like, I thought Rook had a slight chance to catch him for a second, but Hendon Hooker is, like, actually a really good athlete. Like, that was kind of his thing coming out. He's really special.
Hey, man, he's the first Tennessee quarterback to beat Alabama in, like, 20 years over there. So
Yeah.
He's definitely a legend in Knoxville. I'll tell you that.
Yep, yep. It's like Nate Carter still in here at running back. They do get positive yardage on a carry for the first time. Maybe I don't know if this is maybe the first time. I don't know. Uh,
Nico says more flags than an 18th century naval battle. So
they did love their flags back then. Yeah,
I do appreciate the historical meme.
Yeah, that's a deep cut. I saw that. Speaking of 18th century naval stuff, Master and Commander getting a 4K release. Chris Blair drops one there, or maybe that was a almost pick. I couldn't. That was fast.
Wasn't a great throw or decision by Stick. But yeah, I love the transition from the naval battle comment
to like, oh yeah, almost picked off there. Yeah, no, Master and Commander, great underrated movie, by the way. Russell Crowe stars. One of the best soundtracks in a movie you'll ever hear in terms of like quality of explosions and 3D audio. Getting a 4K release finally. So all of us home theater sickos really excited about that one. It's your preseason deep cut for the first quarter there. So
speaking of movies, did you see the talk of the new War of the Worlds movie with what was it?
I did not. Hell of a tackle there on special teams by Billy Bowman. But yeah, I feel like the Nick Castellanos joke. We're just be like talking about some tangent. It's like, oh, and then hell of a tackle there, and then yeah.
Yeah, I think it was it was Ice-T is like starring in it.
Man.
But yeah, apparently it's like one of the worst movies of all time. So
okay.
It's
now
like
I have to see it. Yeah,
it's like 4% on Rotten Tomatoes, and like from what I've seen on like Twitter is roasting this movie. It was what's it called? Like apparently like the whole movie is just like a Zoom call, like a Zoom call.
Elite.
And someone's like, oh yeah, like one part of the movie, I haven't seen it, but someone's like, in one part of the movie, the president calls him. He's like, let's do this War of the Worlds thing, and it's like, it sounds terrible.
Yeah, I don't like that. Yes. All right. We got looks like Craig Reynolds is back on the field. That's good to see. I know he got a little shaken up after that hit stick by DeMarco Helms earlier in the game. As it looks like we're going into the second quarter now. So,
well, it was a little exciting until it wasn't. So the end of that like quarter was kind of like garbage, low key.
Yeah, I think the inability of the running game to generate anything is causing some problems.
Look, man, I'm telling you, or I mentioned it on the show. I do not trust the backups on this offensive line. Like I don't like. I trust Storm Norton, but beyond that, nobody else really.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, I don't.
Sure, if we had Hinton out there, he'll be between like McGarry and like, I mean, Newsel. So
that's how I feel about the guards. Like I feel like the guards are probably fine, but like. Well, Storm Norton's not playing, obviously, because he's, dealing with an injury. So we got Brandon Parker and Jack Nelson. And I feel like if Storm Norton was out there, it'd probably be looking a lot better. So, it is what it is. But maybe they wouldn't even be playing Norton because they don't want to, he's their swing tackle. But, yeah.
I don't know. Like, I think the Falcons, outside of Norton, I think Norton is ironically like one of a top half, like, swing tackle. Maybe one of like the 5 best swing tackles in the league. But then outside of that, I think the rest of the backup offensive line is just like very like sort of putrid. Especially backup center. Like I don't know what they would do at center if Newsel were to go down.
Yeah, like I mean, I don't know. I'm watching Gwynn closely tonight. That's definitely one spot to monitor, but like he's so small and you can tell. Like he's just so undersized. Like I don't know, man. I don't think that's gonna work. I know they really, like, by all accounts, Gwynn's super smart and just a great guy, and like just the coaches love him. I mean, technically he's very sound, but in the NFL, this is a big man's game, right? Like you get to the NFL, you can't get away with that size limitations necessarily anymore. So I'm pulling for Gwynn, but I'm just not sure that I'm not sure it's gonna work. So we'll see. Yeah, Gwynn is starting right now, JB at center, I believe. So we'll see, how he continues to play. That's definitely one spot to watch in this one. as we get started here in the second quarter. Yeah, Jordan Fuller is playing. Yes, Gabriel Rogers. It's
I think he had
nice.
back-to-back tackles, but one of them went for a first down. So
Yeah, there was a missed tackle in the backfield. That should have been, should have been a tackle for a loss. But it is what it is. It's preseason.
I mean, the Lions are deeper in field positioning than they have been all day so far. I think they're right at around near midfield. So
Yeah, right at the 48, maybe something like that.
yeah, they've got the Falcons logo.
Yep. We've seen the Falcons logo for the first time.
Hey, the Lions are. I mean, these are all their backups, but yeah, the Lions. Yes. Yeah, not a great play for the Falcons there. Not catastrophic, but you'll see. I won't throw it. But yeah, I mean, the Lions are one of the presumed favorites in the NFC again this year. It will be very interesting to see what happens given the fact that they have lost both coordinators. I think that's going to hurt them a lot more than what people expect.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not expecting Detroit to go out there and just like win another like 14, 15 games again.
Yeah.
I think Ben Johnson the last 2 years, has been the best offensive coordinator in football. Their defensive coordinator also went and took the New York Jets head coaching job, Aaron Glenn, who was also a beloved figure over in Detroit. I think Aaron Glenn, like he did a good job with the defense, but they just had way too many injuries last year. They started looking like flies toward the end of that season.
Yeah, they did.
They just could not contain Jaden Daniels in the playoffs at all.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Falcons formation left them wide open to that screen. There was nobody over there.
Yeah, not great. Back to back, like really.
Yeah, because they had Bowman shift inside, and there was just nobody on the tight end. Just nobody at all.
That was Meeks who had the first down, and then
Kennedy, I think, is the other
the next play.
Yeah. Kennedy caught that screen pass or whatever next. There was nobody over there. Looked like I think Bowman got confused in the assignment there. I think he was supposed to have the slot guy. There was nobody else left.
Kennedy out of Bryant.
Yeah.
Not great from the Falcons defense on this drive. We were talking about how good they were doing, and now all of a sudden,
Yeah.
But yeah, look, I don't know, man. I feel like Ben Johnson is going to be a huge loss. He's in Chicago now.
Yeah.
And I know Dan Campbell has gotten all this praise for always going for it on fourth down. It's really easy to do that when you have a genius offensive coordinator who pulls something up his sleeve and gets you the first down almost every time.
Yeah.
So I don't know if those fourth down gambles are going to work as well now without Johnson there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. We'll have to see. That's a massive loss. I mean, the coaching loss there is huge, and the Bears may benefit. We'll see. But yeah, it's a big one. One of the best offensive minds in the NFL, clearly over the last several years. So.
Yeah, the whole line, and I mean, I think they lost Ragnow as well, to retirement, who was arguably the best center in the league. So that's going to be huge.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think it's a given. I think both the Lions and the Vikings are going to regress pretty well this year. And I mean, we'll see what happens.
Hell of a tackle there by Josh Woods to prevent that scramble from going for a first down. That was
Josh Woods,
very nice tackle like that. Hendon Hooker's a big guy, man. That's not a given. You just stop him on a dime like that. We do have a Lions player down. It's number 67.
Yeah, Josh Woods has been all over the place today.
Yeah, good for him. Also, shout out Kelsey Mackey for joining the YouTube channel memberships. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. And we got George Costanza with the $2. What's up, George? Says, after this game, I solemnly swear to start demanding that we trade everyone on defense and start over from scratch in the draft, because obviously we're actually just a 6-win team. And as always, FTS And Bobby Petrino. Yes, thank you, George. Okay. I was worried that was a George imposter for a second until we got the final words there. So,
I mean, look, George, with 6 wins, that's just one fewer than what USA Today predicted for the Falcons. What, 2 days ago? They predicted 7 wins. So,
yep.
I don't know. I'm of the mindset where, look, man, I'm not. Well, my prediction for the Falcons this year, and part of that is being biased and being, a fan more than anything. I'm predicted 10 wins, but I'm not one of those where I'm like sort of getting mad at anyone if they predict 7 or 8 wins. Because I mean, there's still a lot of question marks around this team.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of question marks about the defense. There's question marks around Michael Penix, and the offense, center position with Newsel, although we hope, I trust Newsel. But overall, it's like until you actually like make the playoffs and have a winning record, I don't blame anyone for sort of making you prove it, because this team has made a lot of people, a lot of optimistic people look foolish the past few years.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't blame anyone for being skeptical of the Falcons this year, but sooner or later they have to just. I mean, you luck into a winning season every so often, unless you're just truly terrible. And well, we dish on the Falcons as much as anyone. They were only truly terrible like in 2020, right? I mean, I don't know that they were truly terrible any of those other years. They were definitely very mediocre for most of that time, though. So, yeah.
I mean, we'll see. Obviously, we hope for the best, but look, man, if they came out here 7, 8 wins, if they miss the playoffs, I'm on record. I want a clean house, like clean house. Take out the front office. This has to. You're in a win now mode. You traded your first rounder next year. You rolled that dice. You gambled. I mean, I definitely want Fontenot gone if they don't make the playoffs. And I don't mean like, oh, you win 9 games and you miss it and you tout a winning record. Like, miss me with that bullshit too.
Yeah, we need to have some kind of results here at some point, so.
Yeah, a winning season and no playoffs. I don't care for that. Like, that's not enough.
Yeah, it's not. So I hope that we can. I hope for everyone that we get there this year. We the fans need it, the team needs it, the coaching staff and the front office need it. There's no doubt about that. So.
That's the Lions do go for it on 4th down. So Dan Campbell's, true to his philosophy, gets it.
Yeah, that's a tough route to cover for that outside corner, because you have to respect the deep ball first. So if they fake that outside move, you have to take the step back, because you can't risk getting beat out there when you're playing on an island. And it just opens up that space. That's why that's those short opportunities make it really easy for offenses. Arnold McKinney flies into the backfield, doesn't make the tackle. He's there, doesn't quite get there in time, but still a minimal gain as Lamar Jackson's able to bring him down. That's nice.
Lamar Jackson, the cornerback 3, according to the depth chart.
Yep. He's been looking good. He looks huge, too. That dude looks jacked. The other Lamar Jackson, so, yeah. Didn't realize he had those sweet tats. It's looking pretty good. It's a clean look. No sleeves. Rock the tats. Like it.
And Arnold Ebiketie with just beats his man over the edge, off the edge, and strip sacks Hendon Hooker.
Oh, there we go. Love to see that.
Saquon Grant falls on it. The Falcons force a red zone turnover.
Hey. Sometimes it's is this that bend but don't break defense that I've been hearing so much about?
I never want to hear bend but don't break it. Do you know what bend but don't break actually means? It means we're not very good, but we're going to try our best not to give up touchdowns every time.
Yeah. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good on not, so.
Like, holy, like Ben, but like talk about like just straight like gaslighting and just like PR. Like, I get it. You're not going to say the defense isn't good, but man, it's like, oh my God. I'm so sick of bend but don't break. How about don't bend either?
How about just be good? Yeah, just be a good defense. How about we try that? Yeah, no. Arnold Ebiketie looks exactly like how he should look against second string offensive linemen. He looks like too much for them to handle. So I'm into that for sure. But yes, I agree with the consensus in the chat, which is that we should probably just pull him off the field now. We've seen enough. So he's gotten warmed up a little bit. Yeah, that he looks good, man. And Pierce was like right behind him. Like if AK wasn't there, I think Pierce would have been there like, I don't know, a quarter second behind him. Pierce had beaten his man as well. So great stuff there. I'm just not used to this team generating pass rush like ever. Like even in the preseason, they haven't really generated any pass rush. So that's two like sack fumbles at this point. So hey, I'm into it. I'm very excited. It's okay to be a little excited about the preseason ghost. It's okay. It's fine. So.
I mean, yeah, that was a good play. The Lions were driving it. I mean, those are the type of plays that can sort of win you games in a real game setting. Like Detroit got to what, the 11? They were right outside the 10, and then you come in and instead of giving up a touchdown, instead of giving up even a field goal, you get the ball back for your offense.
Yeah, you love to see it.
So, well, Easton Stick is still out there.
Yeah, I figure he'll play the first half. Yeah.
They may go half and half, or maybe they just give Stick the majority and put Emory Jones in there for the end.
Yeah.
I definitely think we'll see Emory Jones at some point.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, there's not really anybody else, so it's just those four guys. So.
Not great from Hendon Hooker today, by the way. Like 2 fumbles given up. It's he's also trying to showcase himself to the Lions coaches as well.
Yeah,
I think last year their backup was what, Teddy Bridgewater,
so, who's now the Bucks backup apparently. So, did you see Teddy sign with the Bucks?
No, did he? I didn't.
Yeah, he did. I'm pretty sure. Maybe I'm pretty sure I saw that he signed with the Bucks. Whoa, my stream just went down.
I know he like had. Well, was it him with that like controversy that's been going on?
Yeah, like Florida got on him about like he helped like pay for some of his like high school players stuff, and Florida gets psycho about that stuff. All right, now we're here. It's the Easton Stick Show.
Oh yeah, so Bridgewater just signed with the Bucks. That's what it is. I was like, I don't remember that happening earlier in the offseason.
Yeah. All right, so we're in another 3rd and long, Adnan. Another 3rd and long. Seems like a perennial thing. I mean, that's what happens when you can't run the ball. Oh, wait, there's a penalty on the Lions.
Yeah, it was a late hit on the quarterback. Like, they got him around the neck area.
Oh, that ain't cool. That's not cool at all. Very uncool, Lions.
Definitely uncool as far as the coaching staff is concerned, because I'm sure even in the preseason, Dan
Campbell like
mind at that penalty.
I don't know why you even bother grabbing him there. Like it was like you're not getting the sack. Like so. All right. Well, the drive is extended. This is the first down in like 3 drives. So let's go.
Look, man, Stick doesn't look terrible. Like,
no, I think Stick has looked fine. Like it, yeah.
You just had a really nice throw to Dylan Drummond as well for.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I love that.
Crossing route.
Nice zip on that one. Good decision. Yeah.
Falcons all of a sudden in Detroit territory. Like, way to make them pay.
You're getting me excited, Adnan. Like, I'm feeling something. I'm feeling something.
We're almost in 23 range at this point, too. If only they could run the ball, like, at all. Like, even a little bit.
If only they could do that. That might be nice. But we got to wait to get the 3rd string D-line in there, and then maybe we can have some success. We'll see. But, yeah. If only. If only. Yeah, they're just... I feel like they let 2 defensive linemen just into the backfield on that. Like, I don't know where the O-line went. They just, like lost 2 defensive linemen there. That's not, that's not ideal Maybe you can lose one. Maybe you expect your running back to find a way around one guy, but
Look,
yeah.
I don't know. Like I don't think I've seen people good like play from the offensive line and like run blocking today.
No.
It's it's been bad.
Yeah, it's been very not good. Oh, and a false start. Speaking of.
Looks like there's a pretty good crowd at the Benz, given
That's
the fact
good.
that it's a preseason game. So
Yeah.
it's fans are excited. People are out here to see the Easton Stick Show.
Mm-hmm. All right, now we have second and infinity. So, feeling really good about this drive.
Yeah, I mean, look, man, Dylan Drummond.
The offensive line actually picked up that little game. The defense played pretty well in that one. The pass pro from the O-line has been okay. We'll say
The
that.
pass has been fine, and Dylan Drummond has been.
Dylan Drummond's the offense. Yeah,
Dylan Drummond has been, shades of Jerry Rice.
Yeah. We didn't see much of Dylan Drummond at camp. He was mostly with the third string guys, but he's been making plays tonight. He's got size. He looks like he's got some wiggle to him. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, he's been. I mean, he's been crafty. He's been quick. He's gotten upfield very quickly.
Yeah. All right, 3rd and 7. That's a little more manageable. That's slightly more manageable. Blitz coming.
Oh,
yeah.
come
Lions,
on!
Lions were all over that. Yeah.
The Lions are all over it. Dylan Drummond, again, the target. I think the Lions have probably realized that. Yeah, they're like he's the guy that like he's who Stick is targeting.
Yep.
But I don't like. They're sending out the punting unit. Like, you're at the 40. Like let's.
Yeah, come on. Maybe I'm sure. Like, Nan, let's be honest that these guys want special teams reps. Like they actually want to watch these special teams reps. Like, look, it's not good for us. Like I'm not enjoying this. But
yeah, that's fine. But it's like it was what 4th down and what 6 like from the 40. Like either go for it, but also like, look, man, Krieg just nailed a 57-yarder, and it looked like it would have been good from like 63. Like.
Well, if you let him hit a 63-yarder, there's 0% chance he's making it to the practice squad. So. They gotta hide that man now. We gotta. I feel like we have other wide receivers. Like somebody's gonna have to do something out there other than Dylan Drummond is carrying hard right now. We're gonna need some other guys to step up for sure.
I mean, hey, Dylan Drummond. He's This is how you emphatically make your name known in the wide receiver 6 battle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, he wasn't really on my radar, but I think he should be on everyone's radar now. So.
Yeah, and I mean that's the thing. Like some of these roster spot battles are so sort of are so fragile. Like they can get turned like on their head in the moment, because Dylan Drummond's a guy that we did not really talk about at all during camp. Like he wasn't doing anything like at all. Obviously David Sales, Chris Blair were sort of the early winners, and right after pads came on, and apparently in the past few days since the last time I went out there, Casey Washington has been grabbing the headlines, and he was the presumed heavy favorite for that wide receiver 6 spot. DJ Chark is a guy with a 1,000-yard season under his belt they may want to keep. But yeah, I mean, this is Dylan Drummond. This is how you emphatically sort of, throw your hat in that ring. And I mean, I'm thinking that, a great performance, a performance like this in the preseason, like that, to me is probably worth more than like 10 good days in camp.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, the preseason games, like, it's just a different sort of thing, right? I mean, full contact, more competition. Some of these wide receivers or other players are a little more physical. Oh wait, hey, it's our first person I have to ban. Yay! I thought maybe they had forgotten about us, Adnan, but apparently
It's
not.
been awesome. I saw them.
Yeah, they. I don't even. I feel like it's so low yield. Like, but whatever. Hey, do what you got to do, bots. Do what you got to do. And by that I mean, please, f off into the sun. But yeah, they're very committed. These bots. They have to subscribe to the channel, and they have to wait 5 minutes before they can start spamming. So, they're committed at least. You got to give them that. But I'm sure it's just a program somewhere that's doing it. So they're not that committed. But they got to keep firing up new YouTube accounts every time. So that must take at least a few minutes. So, we'll keep smashing them. Don't worry. All right, defense back out there. Got about 5-ish minutes left in the first half here, so hasn't been too slow tonight. It's been all right.
It's been good, but we also need halftime and just not be long.
Well, that's not going to happen. So I'm certain we're going to have a nice long halftime to contemplate our mistakes by covering this preseason game. So, but we feel much better when we have all of you wonderful people here with us. So otherwise I'd be sitting there, in my office watching the preseason game by myself, and that would be even sadder. So looks like we got a quarterback change for the Lions here, maybe. Number 8 out there now.
So that for the Lions is Kyle Allen.
We got a hold on the Lions as well. So, all right. TC George Costanza was here. He left a tip. He might have just popped in for a minute. I don't know. He might be working or something. But we've seen George a little bit over the last couple of weeks. So I know he was taking some well-deserved time off. It sounded like. So, good for George. Get some rest in.
Yeah, very long play for the Lions.
Yep, on 2nd and 17. So
68 yards to Meeks. It looks like he just ran right by Lamar Jackson. Who?
Yep.
Yeah, that wasn't Lamar Jackson's finest hour.
Yeah, that's not great. Just completely lost his man. So somebody was not playing that with the proper technique. Well, there you go. That's what you got to get when you get 2nd and 17. Oh yeah, Jackson waited way too long to turn his hips. That was like the dude was. I'm trying to remember the DB coach words of wisdom. I think it's like it's something like if you're even then they're gone or whatever. It's something like that. Like if you're waiting until if you're waiting until they're even with you to flip your hips, then they're already gone. Like it's too late. So
yeah, you got to be more proactive than reactive.
About 3 missed tackles on Kyle Allen there too. So yeah.
At least in this league, like you can't get away with that in the NFL, even against some of these backups and 2nd and 3rd stringers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then a really nice play by it looked like Natrone Brooks on a run play. So Natrone Brooks, known for his tackling.
Yeah, surprisingly known for his tackling, considering he's like 5'10". So he's feisty. He's a feisty guy. All right, so we'll get a 3rd down opportunity for the defense here.
Not great.
Not great.
Not great. Touchdown given up to Isaac
Tesla. That's their like big rookie. Yeah, he's their like 2nd or 3rd rounder or whatever.
It's
Looks like a little bit of confusion on that one by the
out of
DBs.
Arkansas. Yeah, it looked like D. Alford like didn't know whether to like go with him or to not, and then he just like loses on the jump ball in the corner of the end zone. So yeah, not great from DL. I mean, some good and some bad from DL for today. He had
Yeah.
the very strong start to the game, and then he gets straight like burned in the end zone.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a pick route, but I mean, Dia did react really quickly. But yeah, that's all they in that short field. That's all you need, you know, to give up a touchdown. So, um,
Okay, well the Falcons are down now.
now they are behind. That's correct. Yep.
All of a
So
sudden, I mean, they should have been down last drive or after the last drive, but Abikady stopped them. But yeah, the defense in the last two drives has looked very, very pedestrian. Yeah, it's also not good regarding the Alford. Like, hi, if you were, if he goes out there and burns like, Mike Ford, for example, or some like very low on the depth chart receiver, Alford's like going to be your starter. So I'm not saying he was burned, but yeah, he definitely got picked on that play.
yeah, that was like a. I mean, it's a pick route. Like, don't get me wrong, but like I think he navigated the pick pretty well. It just you got to look for the ball. But I mean, like Tesla's good. Don't get me wrong. I mean, Tesla may play serious snaps for the starters this year. I think he was like their high pick at receiver. But yeah, you gotta suspect a pick there, like especially in that area of the field, and you just can't get caught in it. Like you gotta, you gotta play with a little bit more patience there and let that route develop and not just get sucked into the pick route. But it's a tough spot. That's not an easy play for any DB to make. Let's be honest. Like that's a tough spot. But um, yeah,
Yeah, no, for sure. And I mean, honestly, they wouldn't have even been there if not for Lamar Jackson just looking very, very poor
yeah, and
on.
that was a great call because the Falcons were playing inexplicably, I think, like single high safety on that, which like, personally, I probably wouldn't play single high on 2nd and 17. Probably not what I would call, but unless I saw that wrong. I only saw one deep safety on that play, but um, I don't know. Well, no, maybe it was cover two. I'm seeing different angles here on the replay, but yeah, that would be a little crazy if they were calling cover one on 2nd and 17. But
But also, we do see the impact of that touchback going to the 35. Like some of these kicks are, they're getting lobbed up there. Nobody's booting it out of the back of the end zone.
yeah, got Love Dogs Avery with the $2. What's up, Matt? Says the offense is playing like the Braves. Right now, this could be a baseball score. I mean, so. Although I think 3 would probably be above the average runs for the Braves this season, right, Adnan?
Braves have been very bad. The Braves actually have the second best odds in the MLB lottery right now.
Hey, that
Third worst record. So I didn't know this originally, but because Colorado has had a high pick year in and year out, they're no longer eligible for like the top pick. They just get like smacked in at the 10th pick.
Oh wow! So they like
It's,
punish the really bad teams. That's
yeah,
interesting.
it's to discourage tanking, and it's not
Interesting.
even like the commissioner decided it. Like this is part of the CBA.
Oh wow.
Like
Okay.
the Players Association negotiated it, and yeah, if you're really high year in and year out, like you just get punished, and it's like, all right, next year you're just gonna pick 10th no matter what.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's interesting. I've never heard of something like that before. So that's kind of cool. Oh, there's UDFA Josh Simon getting his first preseason action here. Number 47. We're in that fullback number, so we don't have a fullback, but maybe
And
maybe he could be one. I don't know. Yeah.
hey, shout out to Patrick DeMarco, the once great Falcons fullback. Shout out to was it Derek Coleman, who the Falcons employed for a
Oh
season.
yeah, that was not great. I remember that. Yeah.
I think was he legally the first like deaf player in NFL history?
Maybe. Maybe. But yeah, shout out to Patrick DeMarco. Love the man.
Yeah,
Wish we could have kept him around.
yeah. Derek Coleman was the first deaf player in NFL history. Um, yeah, it's who was it? Who was that player? I remember it was a few years ago when we did an alleged play-by-play, but not really. But we're not even into it.
Definitely a watch
Um,
party. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, definitely a watch party. But who was that fullback? I think he went to like Army or something, or like Navy, or he went to one of the armed forces schools. And I think he may have been competing with Patrick DeMarco that year. That may have been the 2015 or 16 preseason. I don't remember, but it was a while back.
Yeah.
But yeah, he had that like really long like screen pass like for like 47 yards or something, and then he like got hurt later on and just like went on IR and was never heard from again.
Yep. I feel like there's like a player like that every year. We know that we barely knew ye. You know. Who were some other? I feel like Darius Jackson or Darius Johnson or something was one of those guys. Came in, had like a big catch, then we just like never heard from him again.
There is yeah, it's always some of those preseason like players where it's just like I mean that's what the preseason's about, and that's if you watch enough years of like Falcons preseason football or preseason football of your favorite team, you can just sort of like name off some of these like very old players that you only saw then. It's like very deep cuts. Except like can't even successfully name all of those because sometimes you just like forget because it's so inexplicable.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like trying to think of like more. Obviously, Matt Sims.
Yep.
The
Yep. The simulator. Yep. Yep.
simulator in the Hall of Fame game. Jared
Mm-hmm.
Bernhardt, who shout out to Bernhardt. He came from. I think he had just started playing football 2 years prior, and then he makes it a 53-man NFL roster. That was very impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Former great,
No
like I
doubt.
think
Yeah.
he was the best lacrosse player in college.
Yeah. I think he's going back to the professional lacrosse league now or something like that. So good for him. He proved he could do it. Like I think that's like really impressive. Like he was like, I can play NFL football. It's just maybe it's not for me. Like I think he just
Colin
recognized
Mooney,
maybe it was like yeah, not for him.
yeah, Colin Mooney, that's who it was. Thank you, Corey.
Good shout out. Good shout out.
Yeah, great shout out. Yeah, he was 2015, 2016 on the Falcons practice squad team. But yeah, hey,
Ooh, Chris
Easton
Blair
Stick,
catch. Chris
Easton Stick
Blair.
with the deep shot to Chris Blair, who
Yeah.
got the yeah, he went to the one-on-one.
Yeah, that was on the money. Nice blitz pickup by Jashawn Corbin too on that one. So, all right, we finally have some life on offense with 138 to go. So, no, in the half, yeah.
And then he goes right back to old reliable Dylan Drummond.
All reliable. Hey, yeah, Drummond's got some wiggle to him. I didn't know that about him. I mean, he's like a big body receiver, so I figured he was more of that, just large possession guy. But he's got some wiggle. They've been doing some screens. They've been doing some crossers, trying to get him some yards after catch opportunities.
And it goes right back to Chris Blair too, who's saying, "Hey, don't forget about me for this wide receiver."
Falcons are like, oh wait, maybe we should like play some of our other like good receivers. Like let's give some of these guys a chance. Get this
Yeah, I
get
mean,
this
hey
offense
man,
rolling.
Stick is leading a hell of a drive right now.
Yeah, Stick just needed the clock to start ticking. He's like, oh wait, now he's sitting up in the chair. So
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, thank God, we don't have to waste downs on any runs right now."
yeah,
We can
yeah.
just-
We don't have to pretend to try to run the ball here. So
Oh, oh, that's gonna be great when you catch up to it.
that's gonna be nice to see. Yeah, that's
That's
gonna be
gonna
nice.
be nice to see after you,
Yeah.
you know.
No, I'm excited. Sounds spicy. Yeah, Easton Stick dealing on this drive. So
Yeah, it's a touchdown throw to Chris Blair pending the flag. So I don't
yeah.
know if they're gonna. Yeah, it's gonna be on the defense. He
Yeah.
was holding on to him the whole
Whew,
time.
Blair torched it. Blair just like dominated.
The Chris Blair drive.
Yeah. They're like, all right, put Blair in. We want to score before half. Put Blair in. Yeah. For the record, Chris Blair was my wide receiver 6 on my most recent depth chart projection for the 53 man. So, just saying.
Hey man,
That was a hell
I
of a
mean,
catch. Yeah, he had the
and,
DB pulling him and everything. Drew the flag and the touchdown. That's the ultimate.
yeah, and as I said, it's so fickle. The competition. All of a sudden, Dylan Drummond's like right there, and now it's like, no, Chris Blair. Chris Blair's like grabbing
Yeah,
it
yeah,
right now.
yeah. Good
It's
problem
just
to have. Good problem to have, Adnan. A lot of receivers duking it out here.
yeah, it's always like no matter what, it's just like anyone is 2 or 3 plays away from just like grabbing that wide receiver 6 spot.
Yeah. All right. Looks like Krieg nails the extra point. So Falcons take that 10-7 lead with about 34 seconds to go in the first half. So it was a little depressing there for a moment, but hey, Falcons answered the Lions scoring drive with a little spicy scoring drive of their own.
Hey man, I'm here for it. Hey, they went downfield in 2 minutes.
Yeah, less than two. They had 30 seconds to spare. They got time. They got time. They could pop some smelling salts on the sideline to celebrate or whatever.
Hey, only if they do it themselves.
Oh yeah, the
Only
team
if
can't
they're
provide them. No, somebody else has got to be the smelling salt hookup, I guess. Did you hear George Kittle's interview where he said he does smelling salts before every drive? He's just like, oh yeah, no, I do them every drive. Yeah.
he said after he heard that it was like getting banned, he's like, I was gonna retire.
I'm
Like he's like,
considering retirement. It's like, oh, I didn't know smelling salts were that serious, but yeah.
I didn't either. Like I didn't know. Like obviously I knew it was like a thing, but I didn't know it was like that prevalent. Like
Yeah.
every drive is. I mean, it makes sense. Have you seen Kittle? Like he looks like he's on 100 every single time.
Yeah. So I guess that's his secret. Maybe everybody should be getting on. I mean, I know the FDA has some concerns, so maybe it's unwise.
Hey, look,
but,
man,
yeah.
like this sport, like let's be honest, like none of these guys are putting health above.
That's true.
They're not putting their health first, even playing this sport like in the first place.
Yeah.
I think smelling salts is like the least.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's like people have been doing smelling salts for like hundreds of years, so probably not at the top of the list of most dangerous things at this point. We got Love Dog Xavier with the $5 saying, if the Falcons and Hawks play like the Braves, this could be one of the worst Atlanta sports seasons ever. Well, I don't think either team is going to be like that, Avery.
No,
so, yeah.
No, we sacrificed the Braves. Like,
yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're good now.
The Braves are the sacrifice.
Yep. All right, looks like a little nickel set here. At this point, the Falcons force I want to say the Falcons forced a fumble, but it looked like he just lost the ball. I'm not exactly sure what happened there.
I think Brandon Dorlus got his hands on him.
Yeah. I prefer that. Get him the
Dorlus
stat.
gets credit for it.
No, you're right. Dorlus did. You're absolutely right. He like just kind of came in low. That's 3 forced fumbles in one half on 9.
Man.
I like it.
How about it?
Yeah. Hey, little looks like Dorlus, maybe a fellow Oregon teammate, had a little dap each other up there before halftime, and the Falcons take a 10-7 lead into the half. So, cool stuff. Yeah. That was a good first half. I enjoyed it. I think I like what we've seen from both sides of the ball, except for like one, drive on defense, pretty stout. They've been creating some turnover opportunities. They've been on offense, I would say like outside of like maybe 2 drives on offense, it's been kind of disappointing. So, but yeah, I mean, pretty encouraging first half to start the preseason. Not boring. So yeah.
I mean, I feel like our tone football is again so fickle. I feel like our tone would be different had they not had that last drive. But it's like that's the difference. It's like if they don't, it's like, oh man, the defense looked bad the last 2 drives. We're losing. We only scored 3 points on offense. Now it's like, hey, it's we're looking good. We're looking good. We're winning. Like, the defense is only giving up a touchdown. The offense is hitting their stride. Yeah.
Yeah. Some big hits, some highlight reel. We've seen pressure.
Dorlus has been, we've mentioned his name a couple times. 3 forced fumbles.
Yeah.
I mean, but honestly, like on defense, like it's really that huge play that Jackson gave up, and then like obviously that other drive wasn't great, but it didn't result in any points. So
yeah,
I mean, we're looking we're looking fine. Well, we're looking fine. It was entertaining. Lenny Creek, 57-yard field goal.
Yep.
Jalen Drummond had a great half. Chris Blair came in and took over on that last drive.
Yeah. I'm into it. I'm excited. I'm excited about what we've seen so far. It looks good. It's been fun. Um, it looks like the Panthers starters are getting beat by Shitter Sanders, so that's always exciting.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I've been trying to warn Panthers fans. It's like, yeah, you might like Bryce Young and you might like the things they've done on offense, but that defense is still like bottom five,
Look,
like,
man,
like at least,
not,
like.
well, one there. Look, we have different opinions on Bryce Young. Like I think he's a complete fraud that's not going to do anything at the NFL level. But I mean, screw the Panthers. Like I can't out
Get
for
them.
that
Yeah.
space to come back to earth. Like enjoy your next month of just like showing those highlights of beating the Falcons, like of beating Jimmy Lake and that Falcons awful defense, because yeah, they're definitely crashing back to earth this season. Like I do not trust the Panthers one bit. I don't
No.
trust Bryce Young one bit. I don't trust that defense one bit. I really like Ted McMillan.
Yeah, Ted's good.
I think he's very good. I think Chuba Hubbard is one of the most underrated running backs in the league. Now they have some decent pieces, but yeah, I don't trust that. Dave Cannells is a good coach, but yeah, I don't. I think it'll be another 5-6 win season for them. Like I can see them go like 6-11 this year.
Yeah, I think 6 or 7 wins. Like, they're not going to be terrible. Like, I think the offense will be decent, but I mean, look at like if you're right about Bryce, then that's just the biggest red flag of all. Like, if Bryce isn't it, then they're in big trouble again.
Oh, they're in serious trouble because they're like, But I mean, this is a dude that's been benched. Like he was benched last year.
Yeah.
Like for Andy Dalton, and it's just like I think everyone is just like really laser focused in on the last like 2 or 3 games where I think he averaged like 200 yards a game. It wasn't like he was Cam Newton out there in his prime.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like we have way more data to go off of than just those 3 games.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I mean, look, as long as he's the Panthers quarterback, I wish him failure.
There you go. Hey, I appreciate it. I respect the hating. Big time. Like you just
definitely a hate. I woke up really early.
I like it. I like it.
Extra time to be a hater today.
A little spice from Adnan tonight on the preseason watch party. But
if we're talking about terrible quarterbacks, how about Tyler Suck?
You mean Tyler Suck? No. I'm sorry, the name is too close. I can't help myself. I just can't help myself with that one.
Man,
I know it's corny, but yeah.
Like training camp is like the time when every single quarterback is supposed to look, great. Like these teams go out of their way, and these media members go out of their way to make, to hype everything up. Like preseason in general. Like think about it, year in and year out. It's just like the hype level is up here for for everyone.
Yeah.
Like I remember Giants fans were talking about how Daniel Jones was the guy like a couple years ago during like training camp. And I mean, even the Falcons like a couple years ago, they were like hiding Desmond Ridder. It was like, oh, Desmond Ridder is like 8 for 8 today in training camp, ignoring the fact that he made all those throws like in the flat and like, screens. But it's like with Shuck, with the Panthers or with the Saints, it's like, I don't even think they're bothering to convince people that this guy's good in like camp. Like everything I've seen from him in training camp has been terrible. Like I saw him take a sack in 7-on-7 with no pass rush.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know how that's possible.
He literally just ran out of bounds. It was 7-on-7. Nobody was rushing him, and he just ran out of bounds. It's like, what are we doing?
Oof. Yeah, that's a big oof. That's a big oof. Yeah.
Not even Ridder did that. At least Ridder like ball 2 yards downfield.
Yeah. Ridder had some underrated scooting ability, but he just had the worst instincts for when to run. Like that was his Achilles heel. He had the athleticism to run. He just didn't really get it. But I'm not allowed to talk about Desmond Ridder. So instead, I'm going to talk about Drake London, guys. I wanted to point out some FanDuel lines that I really like on Drake London. He's probably the guy that I'm going to bet on this year because we know how much like Michael Penix loves Drake London. Like I think what Mark was telling us the other day, had 9 targets in one practice. Like Drake London's going to like, yes, Darnell Mooney's not playing right now. It's a little inflated. We get it. But right now, like, obviously Jamar Chase is the favorite to lead the NFL in receiving. I think he's like plus 600, which if you really love Jamar Chase, that's also pretty good. Drake London's plus 1,500 to lead the NFL in receiving. I just don't think it's that crazy, Adnan, that he could do it. Like, especially if he's getting that sort of target volume and what's probably going to be a more pass-centric offense. Again, like, he shouldn't be the favorite. And we're talking about plus 1,500 here. So this is, you're not expecting necessarily this to, like, hit, but I think the chance of him being able to do it is, like, pretty decent. Like, more decent than I would think at that price.
I mean, I think he is a dark horse when it comes to that receiving title. Look, obviously, I would definitely imagine that Chase is the heavy favorite, given the fact that he and Burrow have the. I mean, more than anything, it's like he has Joe Burrow there too. Who's I feel like had the Bengals defense been better last year, I think Burrow would have won the MVP. So yeah, like that's the big thing for him. Whereas like with London, unproven quarterback, with Justin Jefferson, unproven quarterback. He has that benefit of having the elite quarterback thrown to him. But I mean, yeah, I don't think it's super far fetched that London can be sort of in that conversation a little bit, but it would definitely require him taking another step, like in his progress versus, I mean, he took a step last year, but like he would definitely have to take like a leap to really get into that conversation of like, all right, like 15, 16, 1,700 yard receivers. I feel like that doesn't really happen like very often. We were spoiled here in Atlanta seeing Julio Jones just like wake up, and get to 1,500 yards in his sleep, and he got up to 1,800 in 2015. But yeah, I mean, it's not too far fetched that he can be in that conversation, but it would take a lot, and I feel like it would take the Falcons defense also being very bad to sort of get him into that conversation, because I feel like the Falcons really want to run the ball. They have their offensive line, I think, is better suited to run block and pass protect. I think that's been the case for years, and I think they're really going to want to really have Bijan Robinson as the pure engine of this offense. Everything that Penix has said during camp about, all right, we want to get him the ball and we want the ball in his hands as much as humanly possible. I don't think that was just like him talking. I don't think that was like coach speak. So I feel like for London to really have a chance, like this defense would have to be like awful, and the Falcons would have to be playing from behind a lot, which honestly that also could legitimately happen.
Yeah, it could. Like, the defense, yeah, that's kind of an underrated thing. Is like maybe the defense is like too good to make this happen, like, or maybe the run game is too good. But I thought that was an intriguing line, because I think he'll get the targets maybe to be able to do it, and I think like the high value targets too. But that one,
he will.
It's interesting. Yeah,
I think London's gonna have double-digit touchdowns. Like I think he'll be like the red zone threat for Penix this year. And I mean, I think we saw some of that in like Penix's, 3 games last year. Like he got plenty of like looks in the red area.
Yeah.
But like the big thing that like, Jefferson and Chase have over him is, their ability to break away and to, turn a 15-yard catch into a 65-yard touchdown. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, Jamar Chase is, he's completely excelled in that. So I do think that that's one thing which is sort of hampering Drake a little bit, and that he's more of that possession wide receiver, that like big body. He's going to go up, he's going to get it, but he doesn't really have that yak ability as some of those guys with who have like that second and third gear, who have those burners like Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
But I mean, look, man, Jamar Chase, it would have been fun to watch him in Atlanta, but they went elsewhere and with the pick before that.
Yeah, maybe we'll get the Kyle Pitts redemption season this year. That would be fun, even if they may or may not resign him no matter what. But all right, Anna, I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick and then give you an opportunity to do the same before the second half gets kicked off. I'll be right back, guys. Thanks again for joining us. We will continue our coverage here in just a moment and Adnan will be here too. If you want to talk to him, you
Yeah,
can.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'll do some talking. Um, yeah, no, definitely. I think I saw someone just while we're at the half. I think I saw somebody ask about like the Hawks this year. I think Dylan Thomas. Yeah, no, I definitely think the Hawks made enough moves to compete, like or to at least like make the playoffs, not via the play-in. My prediction, I think the Hawks are going to be a top 4 seed this year. Shout out to the Hawks, big. You know, wearing the hat right now. Go Hawks. But yeah, it's I think this will be the year where the Hawks finally put it all together for the first time since 21. I think they have the personnel, they have the depth. Hopefully Jalen. I mean, they would have been like a 5 or 6 seed had Jalen Johnson stayed healthy last year. So hopefully good health, and then hopefully a deep playoff run for the Hawks this year. I think that would be very good for the soul, especially after we sacrificed the Braves this year. Yeah, no, my top four, I mean, in no order, I think is going to be the Knicks, Cavs, Hawks, and Magic. Like the East is the East is much weaker than the West, and I think those teams have done enough in the offseason and continuity wise from last year to really sort of set themselves apart. Obviously, Giannis is still on the Bucks, but I don't think they have anyone but him. And then the Pistons are a very frisky upstart team, but I think them losing Schroeder and Malik Beasley is going to be. Yeah, I mean, those were two huge like players. Beasley was second in the league in 3-point field goal makes, all off the bench, right behind. He was one behind Ant-Man, so it's gonna be rough for them. I think that's gonna be those are gonna be underrated losses for them. Two huge veteran presences. Um, but yeah, it's I think we are just about to start the second half. Yeah, no, Southside Ricky. The Celtics like made that trade because they were in that like, yeah, they were in a deep like luxury tax hole on the second apron too. I think I saw like those trades saved Celtics ownership like $300 million in like luxury tax bills, getting off like Holiday and Porzingis. So given the fact that they're not going to contend this year without Tatum, I think it makes sense. But Porzingis is going to be a huge like plus. Hopefully he can play like at least 60 games. That would be great, and then be healthy for the playoffs. But yeah, I'm excited. I think Porzingis is going to be one of the best teammates Dre's had from a talent perspective. But yeah, no, the Falcons. It looks like the Falcons have sort of gotten it down a little bit and not just booting the ball through the end zone. Like I don't remember the last time like Creed kicked the ball to the Detroit 11. I don't know if the Lions off any kickoffs have gotten the ball at like the 35 or like I think they were below the before the 35 each time. So it's definitely good to see the Falcons have really like sort of worked on that a little bit. And I mean, because Kevin's not here, I'm not going to, wait 2 or 3 plays uh, to wait for everyone to catch up. But yeah, Khalid Kareem, whom we have talked about a lot during training camp, he's a guy that has gotten a lot of rotation with the first team. He gets his paws on Kyle Allen and he sacks him for a loss of 3. So Khalid Kareem, that's a guy whom I think is going to make this roster as of right now. Like I think he's going to take D'Angelo Malone's spot on this roster. He's looked really good in camp, and it seems like the coaching staff really likes him. I mean, he forced that long third down. The Lions do convert it, but it looks like that's going to be coming back via a penalty. Nope, nope, never mind. Never mind. I saw the flag. I assumed holding like you would, but no, actually it's a roughing the passer on the Falcons. So not good. No, not great on that third down. Looking oh yeah, he got Allen right on the helmet. That was hey, speak of the devil, D'Angelo Malone. So I mean that a terrible sequence for Malone right there. And I mean he's getting talked to by Raheem Morris there about probably about technique and about not putting his arms up near the quarterback's helmet. But yeah, I mean, Kareem gets a sack, and then like the next play, D'Angelo Malone roughs the passer. So yeah, I mean, not great for Malone, and I mean the Lions just like that. They're they're in Falcons territory, so not a great start to the half. But I mean, look, man, I it looks like more of the second stringers. Brandon Dorlus has gotten a lot of run today. I mean, we called his name a few times in that first half. We've seen Contavious Street out there. LaCale London, he's a guy that was he's been he's been out of camp for a while during because of injury. You missed a Khalid Kareem sack.
Oh, what? Oh, come on. I knew I was like cutting it too close. We should have gone to the bathroom like 3 minutes earlier and wouldn't have missed that Khalid Kareem sack. But
Yeah,
I'm glad to hear that Khalid Kareem is making plays. That's the most important thing. So
yeah. Actually, as he like got that sack, I mentioned how he was probably like en route to taking D'Angelo Malone's roster spot, and then the next play, D'Angelo Malone rucks the passer up third and long. So
yep,
not
you
great
spoke
for
it into
Malone.
existence, Adnan. It's all your fault. So
Hey man, I'll never forget that terrible penalty on D'Angelo Malone last year against the I attest that lost the Falcons the game.
yeah.
Like I think that penalty genuinely may have like that one play may have cost the
Oh
Falcons a
yeah.
play.
No, I also hate it. I feel a certain type of way about that play as well. So I don't blame you. Don't blame you one bit for being upset about that. I know we had Mo Dog Woof, great name, asking what I was drinking. It's I had this once before on the show. It's an Omegang brewery, which is it's local up here in New York. It's in Cooperstown. It's a very weird beer. It's an oak aged watermelon kolsch. So it's like a kolsch that has a water sort of just a hint of watermelon. It doesn't really taste like watermelon, but it's aged in tequila barrel. So it also has like a sort of tequila-y flavor. It sounds disgusting. Like that's what I thought. I was able to try it, and like it's actually really good. Like it just works somehow. But it's a weird ass beer. Like don't get me wrong. It is a weird beer, but it's a tasty one. So I don't argue with it.
Oh
But
my
yeah.
god, I just said the words bend but don't break on the TV. Like
Did you? Did you, who said that? Who said
oh
that?
yeah,
50.
Jake Bates, he nails a 57-yard field goal, and I mean that's one of the better kickers in the league. Shout out to the Lions, by the way. Riley Patterson was solid for them. He was always in the mid 80s, low to mid 80s when it came to field goal percentage. But I mean, they realized what the Falcons didn't, in that like it's probably going to hamstring them. That Riley Patterson can't kick the ball beyond like 50 yards, and they went out and got someone who can kick the ball beyond 50 yards, and they've been better for it. Meanwhile, the Falcons, they got burned because Patterson can't kick the ball. Like out of
Yeah,
all the free agent kicker options, and there's more good kickers than there are teams in the NFL. They really picked the one dude who can't kick the ball beyond like 51 yards.
yeah. Because he's very accurate within 50 yards, but just
Yeah.
can't doesn't have the leg. So
And Southside, you're completely right. Like this isn't the olden days when it's like 50 yards is like, oh, like will he, won't he? Like kickers are automatic from like 50 yards now, 50 plus, especially in dome environments.
yeah,
And it's like you can't. I feel like you're hamstringing yourself if your kicker cannot comfortably nail it from 55 yards at this point.
yeah, I agree. You just have to have it, and Koo in the past I think could reliably hit like 56 ish.
Look,
He was
that's
never
not
like a
great.
super long kicker, but like he was so accurate that it sort of made up for it. Like and like 56 is like fine, but like last year he just was so inconsistent. That was the big issue. Like if I know you can hit 56 with like 90+%, then I'm pretty good with that, but it's like some of these guys like you mentioned are pushing it like 58, 60. We've seen people attempt from beyond 60 sometimes. Like it's the way things are going. So,
I mean, it's a weapon. Like, look at Aubrey in Detroit. It's like
mhm.
you get beyond midfield, and you're already just about in his territory.
Mhm.
And it's like that's a huge weapon, like especially in this sport where everything is done within the margins. Like
Yeah.
you're looking for every little like every little advantage over these other franchises and these other teams. And if you're one of these teams where your kicker, from even 53, 54, if he's missing it, you're hamstrung. Like it's just like it's a handicap.
Yeah. I think they I think they're wise to look into kickers that have a little bit extra leg, and it seems like Lenny Creek is that type of kicker. We need to improve the short accuracy as we've seen in training camp, right? Like he's got the leg, but the accuracy even on the short kicks is a little bit inconsistent. So hopefully, they can keep him around, they can develop him over a couple more years, and then eventually we can make another smooth kicker transition, which, like, let's be honest, the Falcons, outside of the Giorgio Tavecchio error, like, have done really well at going from good kicker to good kicker for the most part. So maybe
Yeah.
Lenny Krieg will be the next guy in that sort of
It
lineage.
helps. It helps that like Bryant was here for like what 12 years. Like you just like
Yeah.
got Matt Bryant off the street, and he was. I mean, look, the year before, Jason Elam was a Pro Bowl kicker in 2008. Like some of the Falcons fans who are my generation and older will remember that 2008 season and will remember just how good Elam was. But then Elam, I mean, he fell off a cliff in 2009, and that's what prompted the bringing in of Bryant, who had been cut by the Bucks previously. And then yeah, Koo, you brought him in from what was it, the UFL?
Yeah. I
Um,
think it was something like that. It was either like the
the
AAF or
AAF, the
something like
American
that.
Football
Yeah.
Alliance, AF, like yeah, the AFF. I don't know, like
Yeah.
that. That
Alliance of
league that
American
folded
Football
after
or something. Yeah. I don't remember. It was something like that. But
yeah, and I mean, you got him like off the street, but and I mean now maybe Krieg is gonna be part of that lineage of guys where you just sort of like find in inexplicable ways.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, look, man, I feel like the leash on Younghoe Koo, especially if you can hold on to Krieg this year, like I feel like the leash on him is going to be very short, like yeah, as it should be. Like after last season, if Koo comes out of the gates and he's struggling, then I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be shocked if they just like pulled the trigger and just inserted Krieg at that point.
Yeah, yeah. We got quarterback change here. Emory Jones comes in for the second half. Ooh, nice little move there by Nick Nash to get the first down. Well, the Nick Nash hive can activate now officially. So
Yeah, man. I mean, look, man, everyone's been. It feels like the fan base has been trying to will Nick Nash into existence, like Nick Nash 53 main roster, like into existence, but it hasn't happened so far.
yeah, he's clearly been behind, the sort of more established guys. So we'll see if he can, he needs to make a name here and make a name on special teams, but it's not out of the question yet, for sure. Oh, Emory Jones design run. I guess if you got a quarterback that can do it, run a little. I don't know what was that? Was that I don't know if that was an option, or if that was just QB power off the off the left side. I don't know what that was, but
Hey, man, that's something that Emory Jones gives you that maybe not any other quarterback on this roster can.
yeah, yeah. Um,
I know they definitely don't want Michael Penix running that.
no, we're not gonna be seeing that much in Atlanta here. All right, Falcons third string offense getting a little feisty here. Start to open up the second half. Oh, and then botch snap. Luckily, Jashawn Corbin is able to land on it. So that's heads up play by the UFL star. So that's a savvy, like I would say, veteran move. I don't know if he's played in the NFL before, but savvy move there to just land on that thing.
Oh my God, Emory Jones. I, look, man, it wasn't anything terrible. Like the result wasn't terrible, but look, man, sometimes you got to remember this is a fourth string quarterback.
Yeah, another Nick Nash catch. Love to see it. The Nick Nash agenda. We've got two Nick Nash catches. All right, so we can start the agenda now. Let's see, if we can get Nick Nash really going in here in the second half and really, really get that moving. That would be nice for me.
I don't think Jack Nelson's it. Just
I think I might be. I think I might be done with Jack Nelson.
I
3/4 into the
Jack Nelson.
preseason. I think I'm done. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm over Jack Nelson at this point.
Yeah. Oh, are you talking about the Emory Jones throwaway there, where he just like completely
Yeah,
airmailed it?
the
Yeah.
throwaway. Look, it's a good play. It's like a fine play to just throw it away, but it's come on, man. That
Yeah.
ball is.
Well, he saw Jack Nelson just getting absolutely torched, so
Oh, just wait till the next play.
Speaking of getting torched, yeah.
Did you see the suck?
Yeah. Yeah.
Straight from the blind side, Emory Jones never really stood a chance.
Yeah, no, that was instant. Michael Penix is like, uh-oh, we can't have that with the starters. I don't want to see that. Yeah. Oof.
Okay, but yeah, then Nick Nash screen pass gets into field goal range.
Hey. Nick Nash. Look, the Nick Nash agenda after one drive is absolutely thriving.
Yeah,
So I'm okay with that. I'm definitely okay with that.
Yeah, and then Lenny Craig does something that's going to help him stay on this roster. So, Lenny
We talked
Craig,
about the accuracy, Adnan. We talked about it.
I mean, this wasn't short accuracy. This was a 53-yarder. So,
Yeah, just accuracy in general. Like his that's his thing. He's just not accurate. He's got the leg. He needs to hone in the technique. So
yeah.
maybe he'll get
hopefully
there.
he'll have a full year.
Yeah, seems like he might. So
Yeah, I mean, hey man, if you nail that 53-yarder, then it's okay, 2 for 2 on 50 plus.
they told him to go. They were like, you need to miss this one. Yeah, you need to go out there and miss this one, Krieg. So.
Okay, I'm going to go away for a few minutes.
Yes, please
and
do.
I will leave you to it. All right,
Absolutely. Cool. All right, folks. We are maybe going to. I think they might have done enough commercial breaks for the entire game already. So maybe at this point we'll actually get some movement here and get some play going. Oh, nope, never mind. I spoke too soon. We're right back to commercials. We got Love Dogs Avery once again with the $2. Thank you, Avery. Asking, is Trey going to get the extension? I don't know. Which Trey are you talking about, Avery? Is it like Trey Hendrickson? I assume that's who you're talking about. So, is Trey going to get an extension from the Bengals? Yeah, probably. The Bengals just are going to drag it out way too long. So I hope that's who you're asking about. But yeah, I do think Trey is going to get an extension eventually. But who knows when that'll happen. And if it happens in a timely manner or before the beginning of the season, that I don't know. But yeah. Oh, Trey Young. Yeah, okay. Well, that's an Adnan question, so I'll leave that for him. I will leave that for Adnan. He's the Hawks guy. I don't really know a whole lot about the Hawks. I am interested in watching the Hawks this year. That they seem like maybe this could be the year. Hopefully, I won't be the kiss of death like Adnan was for the Falcons when he joined the Falcoholic back in 2017. But I think he joined technically after the playoff run in 2017. So yeah, Trey Young. I got you. Yeah, I'll leave that one for Adnan when he gets back. Thank you for the donation, though. By the way, that's very sweet of you. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think in the chat of how the team's playing so far. I think I'm pretty happy. Even Emory Jones looking a little spicy there. So it's not his fault that Jack Nelson got torched off the left side for that sack. So we'll see how this continues to play out. See how the defense looks. Yeah, Sal said that's exactly right. Adnan joined after the playoffs in 2017. We hired him in the offseason. Ever since then, the Falcons haven't done anything. So if you want to blame anyone, blame Adnan for that. I joined before the 2016 season, so I brought the good vibes, and then Adnan just had to ruin everything, right? So nothing we could do about that, unfortunately. But back here, midway through the third quarter, Falcons back on defense. All right. Maybe a small carry there for the Lions. You'd love my thoughts on Krieg missing a field goal during a live Q&A with Fontenot. I guess we know for sure that Fontenot didn't call down to the sidelines and be like, hey, he needs to miss this kick. We need to sneak him on the squad. But so we can maybe put that conspiracy theory to bed. But yeah, Krieg. I think that's the thing with Krieg is that the accuracy's never really been there in his career. He needs to develop that. But in terms of his leg, it's special. It's special stuff. It's very good. So near sack there for the Falcons. They can't quite get it. The dump off's able to be successful, and Atlanta's not able to shut that down. So it's going to be a first down for the Lions. What did I miss in the first half? A lot of pressure, 3 forced fumbles, some sacks from the defense. That all looked good. They also gave up a huge deep shot. So it wasn't all great. The offense had 2 good drives, one of which was like a 2-minute drive before the half. They looked pretty good. Easton Stick, I thought as a whole, looked also very good. So some encouraging things from the first half for sure. Defense now to the third string for sure. And yeah, the cracks are starting to show, certainly. There's no doubt about that. It's not been stellar on this drive. So we'll see how that continues to play out here. But yeah, I think it's worth seeing if they can get anything out of Lenny Krieg. I do think that he's an intriguing kicker. He obviously has the talent. They just need to hone in the technique, and maybe they can get there. Maybe. Didn't realize that Nick Kubitz from North Dakota State, he's got some great hair. So that's an important distinction here to point out as the Lions do convert the first down. So continue to get a look at these mostly third string defenders here. No, Kirk Cousins isn't playing. None of the starters really played. Maybe Arnold Ebiketie, you could say. Maybe D. Alford, you could say. Maybe those were starters. But for the most part, it's been reserves. Yeah, defense up front just getting absolutely gashed. I think we're kind of figuring out, I think we're seeing Contavious Street playing nose tackle, and I don't think that's going to work. I think they may need to find a traditional nose tackle to play that spot. Interestingly, Morgan Fox getting reps now with these deep reserves. That's interesting. Flag on this play. We'll see. The call is here. Looks like that was on the Falcons, but it was waved off by the Lions because, of course, successful first down. All right. Ooh, nice play there by Khalid Kareem, getting a hand on the running back in the backfield, bringing him down for a loss. Lamar Jackson there, too, to complete that tackle. Like to see it. Great adjustment there by Khalid Kareem. Was crashing down following what the play, and there was kind of a delayed handoff, and he was able to turn around, use that crazy arm length that he's got to get a hand on the running back and actually stop him in his tracks, make it real easy for Lamar Jackson to come in and clean him up. And yes, Kobe Bryant is playing, so that is something. It's basically all short game and runs now for the Lions. They're just pretty content to just run this ball and throw the dump offs and test this deep reserves of the Falcons, test their discipline, test their ability to pick up the movement, pick up various pullers and things like that. They've not done a great job at that, but they have now forced a third down. So we will see.
Okay.
All right, on just in time for the pivotal third down, which you probably already seen the result of, but yeah.
Oh my God. The lines are right there.
Yeah.
What happened here?
Well, just they basically just run the ball all the way down the field. The defense hasn't been
Lovely.
great, but they did get a stop here on third down. So I guess we'll see if that converts, to actually getting a stop on fourth down. But I imagine it doesn't, based on your reactions.
Mm. Well, something happens.
Something happens.
Something happens. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I would love a running clock here.
Yeah, I think preseason should have a running clock, I think. Yep. Give up the 5-yard dive on 4th and 3. That's not great.
At least make them beat you in the air if they're gonna go for it on 4th down.
Yeah. Just this is not like this D line they got in there can't stop the run. This is like Simeon Barrow and Morgan Fox and like TQ at nose tackle. This is not conducive to stopping the run in any way. I would not go for that. I think that's a mistake in reality. So I think we're going to see traditional nose tackle picked up here pretty soon, probably at Final Cuts, because they don't really have one, and they definitely don't have one. They definitely don't have one on the deep reserves. Like maybe Onyemata can be fine there. I don't know. I mean, the first team did fine against the run, but okay. We did have a question about the Hawks, not while you were away, asking you, do you think Trae Young's going to get an extension? So I wanted to put. I was going to put that on you because I can't answer that.
I mean, eventually, yeah. I don't know if they're going to work one out before the season because I feel like if they were just going to offer him a max, it would have happened as soon as he was eligible. But I feel like this is going to be one of those things where they're both content on like playing out the season, seeing what happens, and then, I mean, you got to realize it's kind of good for Trae Young too because he has a player option next year, and if he wants, he has the security of the player option next season where he's going to earn like $47 million or something like that. But if Trae Young makes the All-NBA team, he automatically becomes eligible for a Supermax, which I think would be around $100 million more total, like over the life of the contract. So, I mean, yeah, Trae Young, if the Hawks are a top 4 seed, like I'm imagining, and Trae Young leads that charge, I think he'll at least make an All-NBA third team, which will trigger a Supermax, and then he'll get even more money. But from the Hawks' perspective, I think they want to see him and this team now win and not just be play-in fodder.
Yeah.
And if that happens, then I think both sides will come. I think both sides are planning for a long-term marriage, but it just won't happen right away.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I don't know enough about it, but it sounds very knowledgeable, and I also would like to see the Hawks do well. I might consider watching this year. So
hell yeah! I mean, this is the year to start.
Yeah. I feel like I'm picking a good time. So
yeah, you're picking a great time.
Yeah. So it might be time to watch. But yeah, I would caution people. I know we have some reactions to what we're seeing on the field right now. Maybe maybe a handful of these guys will make the Falcons roster. Just so you know, a
lot of these guys are playing for a practice squad spot at this point.
Yeah. So we know the Falcons brought in a lot of smaller pass rush specialist D linemen. So these third string formations where they're not bringing in any of their better run defenders might look pretty rough against the Rex. Simeon Barrow's very undersized. It looks like they pulled TQ back in to try to give him something there. But yeah, it's a tough spot. It's a tough spot. Yep. And Mike Ford gets toasted by Meeks for the touchdown. So
Mike Ford, there's a
you
dude
don't
that
want Mike Ford playing defense, guys. You don't want that. If Mike Ford's actually playing defense for you, something bad has happened. So, yeah, I don't think he's a. I'm not even sure Ford's gonna make the roster given how good Brooks has been playing. Honestly, like I feel like Ford's best path to the roster was like Brooks, like them not having somebody else stand out, and then it's like, well, we know Ford's a great special teams player, so he can do that at least. But
I mean, he can play special teams too. Like he's a heavy
yeah,
hitter. So
yeah,
he can be a gun. That'll translate to being a gunner as well.
yeah. All right, so the Lions go up 17-10 on the back of that touchdown drive where the defense just got gashed pretty much the whole way down the field against the run. So we'll see if they can tighten up after that. But yeah, I mean, yes, of course it would be nice to get the preseason W's, but the Falcons don't care. If they wanted to get preseason wins, they play their starters, and they're not willing to do that. So like probably half these preseason games you're going to go up against teams that play their starters, and what that means is that you're going to be playing your backups against their starters, then you're going to be playing your third string against their second string, and so on. And so unless you have supreme depth, you're just going to get your ass kicked, and like, you know, it's just the way it is. But
Normally, like the Ravens had that long streak of winning all those preseason games, but that's because the Ravens have been very deep, like year in and
yeah,
year out. Like the Ravens have just been like a much better drafting team and a much better run franchise, let's be honest, than the Falcons could ever dream. No, I mean, throughout their history. I mean, thinking back, like the Ravens, I think they started like in the late 90s. They came from Cleveland. And then like they immediately win a Super Bowl in like '01 with like arguably the greatest defense we've ever seen, like in NFL history. And then like from there, they've just been so well run, like always, like since their inception. It's been very unfair to see.
yeah, yeah. So you know, we'll see. All right.
Oh my God, I can't believe we're still in the third quarter. At this point,
Yeah, there's way too many commercials. There's just way too many. This is ridiculous. Like,
the NFL's greed knows no bounds. Like
yeah,
they just signed that like contract with giving them 10% equity in ESPN. That's nuts. Like I did not see that coming.
yeah, that's pretty wild stuff. I mean, that I think it's a little concerning. Also, you know that
Yeah,
they're
from a journalist
owning
perspective, yeah.
media companies. All like, NFL Network was kind of its own thing, right? That it's the NFL Network and NFL Media was like, okay, it's owned by the league, but they're mostly hands off, whatever. But yeah.
No, 100%. You're
Now
completely right.
ESPN is like, oh, that's a little
Yeah,
bit more
like
concerning to me.
people, I don't think anybody's been talking. I mean, I saw Florio talking about it, which sure, admit it. Like that's I'm not a big Florio fan, but he made a good point that like, yeah, like how are you gonna trust like ESPN or anyone to like really have that journalistic integrity when they're like directly owned by this league that they're covering? Like what's gonna happen
Yeah.
during the next NFL scandal?
It's concerning. There's no way around it. It's a concern. So I mean, I certainly hope it continues to be good coverage or whatever. But yeah, I'm concerned. There's no doubt about that.
Okay, well we get into the end of
The third
the
quarter,
fourth,
almost over. Yeah.
third quarter. So, I mean,
Yeah, nice
look,
little
man,
nice little completion there. Quincy Skinner. Quincy Skinner's got a real number now. It's got 83. They had him wearing 36 for a while. I was like, okay, come on, we got to do better than that.
I will say Roger Goodell had a very cold quote the other day, talking about how like they're not competing with the NBA or NFL, they're competing with Apple and Google, and it's like, that was a cold line. The NFL is much higher than all the other North American sports, and I mean, even though it's a global game, I don't think it's as global as the sport of basketball, or baseball, but given the fact that like America is so powerful and like has such influence. It doesn't matter. Like the NFL is going to make all of its money, like, way more money than anyone else.
Yeah.
Um, I do think that Apple and Google is that's being very optimistic. I don't think the NFL is competing with arguably the two of the three strongest brands in American the American sphere or like in the world sphere. But yeah, I mean, I do think they're head and shoulders above the other sports for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that says something about who they want to be competing with, though. Like that they do
It's
care. So
optimistic, yeah. I mean,
like
it's like
they feel like they're closer to those guys than they are to the other
yeah,
sports, which maybe is accurate. I mean, I agree with you. They're not really on Google and Apple's level in terms of like international and total market cap, but they're probably more on that level, like that playing field, as opposed to
yeah.
the other sports. So
They're closer to that or I think yeah, the point he's making is like they're closer to that stratosphere than like the other sports are to the NFL stratosphere. But I mean, yeah, I think that's very optimistic from Goodell's like perspective. But yeah, I mean, it is something about like being the strongest and most powerful sport in America, because I mean the American influence is absolutely like profound when it comes to how much money a league makes. I'm just looking at the perspective of the Premier League. Like the Premier League, the English Premier League soccer. And since they, breached the American system with the NBC contract about a decade ago, a little less than a decade ago, like the Premier League, which was already the strongest league in the world, became even more rich and powerful. Like it's now like not even close between that when it comes to how much money they're making, and a lot of that comes from America. And I mean, it's like they now like cater to the American audience, sometimes even more than the British audience.
yeah. No, I mean like you mentioned it, like that NFL is really becoming like a worldwide phenomenon too. Like it's not just the U.S. anymore. Like they're really making a lot of effort. Ooh, nice carry there, Nate Carter actually getting something on the ground. That he looks fast as hell. That was a little scoot. That was a little scoot there by Nate Carter.
I think that's a high.
Someone's
like
down though, right? Is someone down on the field here?
Down.
Nice run by Nate Carter. Actually, a little bit of space there. Number 26. He does not. He is yeah, that's he is convulsing. So yeah, that's not good.
Norris out of Fresno State.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna. He is. That is not something you ever want to see. It's a sobering reminder of this sport, man. It's physical. The preseason's the first time these guys have really gotten to go full speed and hit, and there are consequences, right? I mean, it happens. So, I think we're gonna get a little Trayshawn cameo here deep in the fourth quarter. I was wondering, because Trayshawn teased that he was going to stop by, and I was like, okay, I wonder when Trayshawn's going to stop by. Is he going to pick the first quarter, the second quarter after we've got some juicy takes? I wasn't expecting the deep fourth quarter appearance from Trayshawn tonight, but I respect it. Trayshawn, how are you doing?
Look, nobody needs a guest more than the fourth quarter of a preseason game. Like first half, you two have it covered. You don't, there's still enough energy and everything like that. Fourth quarter is when you call in.
We got our ringer. I mean, Trayshawn's clearly adapted quickly to the podcasting game. He's a consummate professional now. He knows exactly when he should arrive. But yeah, I mean, we just saw that scary situation there for the Lions player number 26. So hopefully they will get that figured out. That'll be okay. But what do you think so far, Trayshawn? I think it's been. I'm pleasantly surprised. I have very low expectations for Falcons preseason games, but Easton Stick. I mean, I liked it. I think he stuck the landing. I mean, let's be honest. So.
Yeah. We're just gonna walk right past that.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Thanks, guys. Thanks for laughing.
The Dylan Drummond legacy game, the Josh Woods legacy game. And, I feel like we had a couple of guys that maybe hadn't garnered the most hype throughout practice, kind of standing out early. It's preseason. So, yeah, I think overall, like, satisfied with the way the defense is playing. But, wish we could see more. Wish AK wasn't really playing, and I thought it was interesting that he's kind of in it for a while.
Yeah.
Obviously he took advantage of the opportunity, so good for him. We want to see him beating up on, backups and stuff. So that's great. Rook has looked solid. Feel like he's done a good job pushing the pocket at times. Dorless has looked really good. Have enjoyed seeing the pressure that he's helped create. Pearson Walker coming on a little slow. Didn't really, expect a lot. It's again, it's first game. Everybody's kind of feeling it out. They're two of the guys that have the biggest learning curve ahead of them. So it's not really a shock to me that we're not just racking up sacks, but we are getting some pressure, and that's really what matters. It's I think it's going to be a by committee thing this season. So, it helps that we're seeing multiple people contribute from different parts of the depth chart too, because we're seeing guys who, I think Khalid Kareem's been in a bit. He's caused some pressure. We saw AK get to the QB and everything like that. So, we're seeing guys sprinkled throughout the depth chart make plays, and that's really what you want to see more than anything.
Yeah, I've been very encouraged. I think I liked how the sort of second, I don't know exactly what to call what the defense we saw. It was like some first string defensive linemen with like all the second string secondary players, but like I thought they handled the Lions really well early, and then I thought Easton Stick, like I had very low expectations. But like he looked totally competent. I thought he had good placement. I thought he made good decisions. He scooted a little bit when he needed to.
Yeah.
I mean, for the most part, I've been pretty happy with it. And Adnan, I think you would agree with that assessment, right? You feel pretty good about the first half so far?
Yeah. I mean, the first half, all of the players who are actually going to get real snaps for the Falcons this year, the majority of them made plays. They made an impact, which is exactly what you were looking for. And then, Easton Stick looked good. Chris Blair and Dylan Drummond are duking it out for that wide receiver spot, wide receiver six spot, among others. You had a lot of pressure. You had 3 forced sacks. You had, Dorless, Khalid Kareem, Ebiketie all having at least a sack in like a fourth, or Ebiketie and Dorless each had a forced fumble. So yeah, you saw what you really wanted to from the guys who are going to make the roster. And I think we'd be remiss if we didn't talk about what was going on right now in that. Yeah, this looks really, really bad from Norris. Like looking at that replay, he got kneed in the helmet. And yeah, it's never good when players on both sides are just all extended on a knee. And now they brought out the ambulance, and yeah, he's still out there.
Yeah, this is a potentially very serious situation, so they're gonna get as many medical personnel out there and take the time they need to figure that out. Hopefully he will be okay. It's Maurice Norris for the Lions out there. Hoping for the best for him.
Yeah, it like you said, it's a sobering reminder of just sort of, what this game really is at that sort of primal level of, this isn't, look, these guys are really sort of laying it on the line every play. The worst can really happen. We saw with Damar Hamlin a couple of years ago. Thankfully, he survived, and he's back and he's playing. But yeah, I can only imagine what it's like being a player, witnessing it, knowing that who knows who this could happen to. It's just sort of a free play.
Yeah, sobering reminder for sure. But yeah, speaking on stuff, yeah, who do you think has been the most impressive receiver? Are you Dylan Drummond hive now? Trayshawn, or are you feeling, the Chris Blair had? I feel like they threw Chris Blair in before the half to just be like, all right, we need to get this offense moving. We're putting Chris Blair in, and then like he just crushed it, and then they promptly pulled him. But Nick Nash had 3 catches already. We'll see if he gets more involved here when we restart play. But how are you feeling about this wide receiver battle? I wasn't expecting Dylan Drummond to be the one tonight, but it seems like that always happens. Somebody just kind of comes on. So
yeah, it's going to be tough, and I kind of felt like I already felt that some guys, some fan favorites, were maybe already a little bit behind in this battle. But so far, like just kind of hearing with how Dylan Drummond has been playing, we still got to see guys like Casey Washington get in the mix and things like that. We haven't yet, but and it's going to be it's going to be tough. And the staff is obviously going to have the toughest decision. It's going to be really interesting to just kind of see, how many receivers do they want to carry? I don't think that they're going to be a team that rotates a lot this year. I think it's going to be similar to last year. So, that makes it really difficult when it comes down to those final cuts. But I think I have to say, Dylan Drummond's had the best game. I liked what Sills did in the first drive. He was open on that shot. It was like one of the only ones that Easton Stick didn't hit, but down the sideline there. And that would have been a nice touchdown. He seems to be providing some nice energy. Chris Blair, like you said, he kind of came in and it was almost instant offense. The Falcons kind of have an embarrassment of riches when it comes to wide receiver 6s right now, and it's a good place to be in, especially while Mooney is out. Makes you kind of feel even better about some of the depth that they do have on the team. Obviously, we want Mooney back, but it's I think it's a testament to kind of like Zach Robinson and Ike Hilliard. We talked about Hilliard last year as like an underrated coach addition. He's somebody that I pointed out that has worked with like younger receivers and seemingly had a lot of success and kind of anywhere he's been. And, last year we saw how good he was for Mooney and for London. And I think that it's just kind of clear that, the wide receiver core as a whole is in a much better place than it was, I think, during the Arthur Smith era. And like, not just because it's a different mold and a different kind of receivers that we have, but the skills overall are just better. These guys seemingly have better hands across the board, better speed. It's just a well put together group, and feel good about what they have for the season. I still think they can upgrade. Sure, like they can upgrade wide receiver 3, but I don't think that that's a pressing need, and it's not something that should hold them back from making the playoffs.
Yeah. So it looks like the Lions player's finally been loaded into the ambulance here. Looks like Dan Campbell's out on the field with all the Lions players gathered around him. So we'll hope for the best there. Continue, but I agree with you. I think the Falcons need to find a cheap wide receiver 3 if they can, because they're going to be paying London, and like you mentioned already, Darnell Mooney's going to want a pay increase here pretty soon. He's one of the best values in the NFL, assuming he's healthy this year and does what he did last year. They can't really afford to spend resources on wide receiver 3 at that point, at least not cap. I mean, maybe they could do a day 2 pick there or something, but you'd rather not, So they're probably really looking for one of these guys to step up and sort of claim the wide receiver 3 role. And we'll see who that could be, whether that's, we mentioned it, Dylan Drummond's spiced up. He's inserted himself into that competition tonight. We've also seen, of course, I think Chris Blair and Casey Washington, probably the top 2 guys right now. I think Drummond added himself into that mix. And then Nick Nash, we'll see how his night continues, if they continue the game at this point. I mean, I don't know. It seems very serious. But it's a spot where I think the Falcons would really love one of these guys to step up and take control and not just be like, oh, well, we're fine with this guy being the wide receiver 3, but it's like, we actually want this guy to be the wide receiver 3. They're hoping to unearth a diamond in the rough here, and maybe one of these guys could be that. But no matter what, I think they're looking to just fill the depth chart at wide receiver with good players, and I think so far it looks like we're gonna have a quality wide receiver 6 at the very least. I think the other spots we feel pretty good about. They're mostly locked up, but so whoever wins that wide receiver 6 battle is probably gonna be pretty battle tested and actually be a pretty competent receiver this year. And I'm interested to see who emerges from that group because I think it's a fun one.
It's always fun.
Yeah.
The wide receiver 6 battle is always fun. It's like we remember, was it Chris Blair has been in it for years. Like
Chris Blair is the king of the wide receiver.
He'll win it sometimes. He won't win it other times. Like he's been around for a while. I still remember like they called him Christian Bale in that 49ers game that the Falcons won like 2019. Yeah, I mean I remember Jared Bernhardt was like the darling for a year and he won it. It's always one of Frank Darby, former day 3 pick Frank Darby. It's always fun. It's always one of the more fun camp battles, and I mean it's been no difference this season.
Yeah.
And yeah, the wide receiver 5 is Jamal Agnew by way of him being the punt returner.
Yeah, that makes
there
sense.
Are people who think they could carry 7, but I just don't see that. I don't see the point in that, and I also think it's, if you have 7 wide receivers, wide receiver 7 and wide receiver 6 are both pure special teams guys. So it's just going to come down to, I think, where do they think they could get the most? Like I would say they're probably more likely to have 4 tight ends than they are to have 7 wide receivers, and that's just because Franks is probably viewed as a better special teamer than a lot of other guys that they would put at the bottom of a roster spot.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Are you guys are both, I assume, are pretty convinced that it's going to be 6.
I think
Terry
it'll be 6,
on the call today said the battle's for 5 and 6. So
yeah,
I don't know.
They don't keep.
I don't even think it's a battle for 5. I think it's just Agnew's going to be 5, and that's
Agnew's like pseudo 5, whatever you want to call him.
No, I do see DJ Shark out there now. So,
Yeah, Shark's out.
He's kind of I think he's the dark horse, like that just could emerge, like because obviously he was gonna have a slow start because he got here really late. But he's the most proven by far of all these guys. Like 2 years ago, 500-yard season, had 1,000-yard season under his belt. His issue's been health, but if they need someone to fill in for Mooney for a few games, I think he's probably going to be the one to do it. So yeah.
Are they like running out the clock? Like what's going on?
I
don't
know.
The clock is running. The players are all huddled together, with arms. Hands held, arms around each other, and
I think they may be ending the game.
Mutually agree to run it up. I mean, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just I don't hear the broadcast, so I'm just curious.
Yeah. Now the clock is running. It looks like the players have gathered at midfield for a prayer, perhaps.
I mean, look, man. I mean, it's
Raheem doesn't seem to know what's going on. He's just standing at the sideline.
Hey, man, it's not the first time Raheem wouldn't know what's going on in the game.
Couldn't even let him off the hook here on. You just gotta stab the knife.
Looks like a show of goodwill.
Yeah.
Hey, man. I'm good.
There was
with
a
that,
clock
man.
management joke in there somewhere, and I've not found it yet.
Hey, man. I'm in mid-season form already.
I'm not injecting some levity. This is a tough situation for everyone, so I appreciate it. But
yeah, I mean, look, man, I get it. Like the players are definitely probably shaken up out there. It's probably the same thing as after the DeMar Hamlin situation, which I never got what happened or we never got an official report, but from what I heard, and I'm just speculating, but I heard some people say that the NFL was all right, so you guys are good to start the game again in 15 minutes, right? And the coaches were absolutely not. After the Bengals Bills thing happened.
Yeah. So it seems like they're just going to run out the clock in respect, and I guess they're gonna continue to stay on the field, and maybe they're trying to figure out how. I mean, I don't know how you pick up and play after that. I mean that. I can feel it in the pit of my chest from here, and I wasn't there. I'm not on the field, so I can only imagine what it's like for these guys. That's obviously a big deal to these players that these are precious minutes for these guys, right? I mean, they may never get more opportunities than they get now. So, very respectful of them to decide that it's just not worth it, and they're, seems like they're going to let this clock run out tonight.
Yeah, big ups to the guys out there, and obviously to the coaching staffs for making the decision. But yeah, it's very we'll definitely hope first and foremost that Norris is okay, and we'll obviously be monitoring what's going on with that, and hopefully everything's going to be fine.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, that it may make it. I was very concerned from the minute we saw the injury, right? Just it looked very serious, and I sincerely hope that Norris is okay. Not going to speculate on the nature of the injury or this, anything else other than that. But if you have the ambulance come out on the field, that's obviously a very serious thing. And the way the players are reacting. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Sideline reporter is saying that Falcons are starting to pack up on the sidelines. Still, though, it doesn't seem people really fully understand what's going on. But like you guys are saying, very touching situation, and you don't know how players feel or want to handle it. Because I think everybody probably processes something like that in their own way, and it's tough. But it's cool to see the players come together. I don't think I've seen anything quite like that before.
No,
even the Hamlin incident happened. So that's just what real player empowerment looks like. They're working through this however they need to. So.
Yeah, it seems like the players made this decision because the coaching staffs didn't really seem to.
Nobody seems to have any idea on the sideline what's going on. It seems to be orchestrated by the guys on the field. So.
Yeah.
I just know there's probably some degenerate gambler out there who's furious right now.
Yeah, it's a good time to shout out FanDuel.
Speaking of degenerates,
degenerate preseason odds. No, I'm just kidding.
I know you guys are in the comments right now. All of you turned your back on Young Ho Koo over 157 yard field goal. Shame on you. Shame on all of you.
Shame on all of you. Yeah.
The leg has not been in the lead for the job, and it's because the leg is not very accurate. But that's okay. Here to refine the craft so that he can knock 70-yard field goals down consistently in the future with that time.
Preseason degeneracy at its finest there. I appreciate that. Kind of an unprecedented situation. I think it's hard to go back to playing after something like that, and the Damar Hamlin thing was a great example of that. And I hope it's not as serious, obviously, for Norris, where he has to be literally resurrected on the field. That would be ideal, obviously, for Norris, and it's a scary moment, and it's a reminder of any play could be your last. This game is every level of tackle football is dangerous, right? We've all played and experienced. I've experienced a lot of no pads tackle football, that probably shouldn't have been played, and it can go from being all fun and games to very serious very quickly, and in the NFL even more so, because these guys are in their peak physical condition, playing against other players in their peak physical condition, and the forces that these guys can exert on one another, it's just it's not normal. The body was not meant to take these types of impacts. So I guess the refs are maybe calling it officially a end to play here. They just waved it off. They're okay, we're done. All right. Game is suspended.
Yeah, really takes the wind out of the sails a little bit seeing a guy go down like that, and it was a very that was so now I'm surprised they even showed the replay of it.
Yeah, that was brutal. Absolutely brutal. Yeah. Well, the game is suspended. Yeah.
That's a tough thing to do. What they just did. They're probably the first guys to ever pull that off. But I don't know. I can definitely back that decision because, like you said, it's one thing to go back and play the game the next week, but to just kind of have to force yourself to be a robot and turn off your emotions and to play through that. Sometimes that's just not healthy or the right thing to do either for these guys. And this is preseason, so props to the players for doing what they had to do.
Yes. And for those of you who are legitimately asking about your parlays and things, like, first of all, don't. But, like, second of all, this will almost certainly void any bets, right? Like, this is an unprecedented situation. If whoever you place this bet with doesn't void your, unless it was a first half thing, obviously that's not going to work. Like, if whoever you placed your bet with doesn't void anything for this game that didn't already hit, then don't bet with them anymore because they're shit. Right. So learn your lesson there. But any respectable sportsbook will void this game.
I know there's a lesson here. I don't think it's that. I think the lesson is something about not betting during the preseason.
Well, that on comes back to the real point, which is we tried to warn you.
What are we doing? Like, guys, come on. Like, there has to be a better way to, like, use your money.
Yeah.
Like, invest in a stock, like, do something, like, go out, use that money and go out to, like, a nice dinner or something.
Yeah. But ultimately, like, I do feel for obviously the player himself, and I feel for the players who, may have needed these reps to make it in the NFL, but I think that the players made this decision and we have to respect it. And, they chose to cease play tonight out of respect, and props to them. And I'm glad that we didn't get interceding from the refs or the coaching staffs or anyone else. And, I think that's sort of the crux of it. But, I guess our final conversation kind of is more of like the wrap-up conversation, because we were sort of talking about our first half takeaways, but didn't get to see a ton in the second half, obviously. I thought both quarterbacks looked, obviously we saw a lot more of Easton Stick, and he looked quite nice. I was very impressed. What little we saw from Emory Jones also looked pretty encouraging. We saw some good things from the receivers. I think the like rotational starter types we saw from the defensive side all looked really good against the Lions, similar string guys. And I feel pretty encouraged. Obviously the game ends on a very somber note, and we'll continue to monitor that. I'm sure hopefully we'll get an update on Norris at some point tonight, that he's okay. But Trayshawn, any final takeaways? I mean, not too much more to add. I know we covered a lot of it already, but how are you feeling overall about the on-field performance, of the Falcons so far tonight?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see tomorrow in the All-22 for sure, but the vibes were good, for the most part. Felt like we saw, the fast and playing loose, on the defensive side of the ball. Just kind of a different energy there than we had seen last year for sure. Just felt like nobody was having to overthink anything. But yeah, it's obviously not the way you want to see this game end, and you hope that everybody, you just hope the players aren't too shaken up because they're going to have to get back after it really soon here. But thought overall that it was a good night, good showing.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, on how you feeling about the first half and what we saw so far from this Falcons reserves in the preseason?
Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, the score doesn't matter. It's the preseason, but the guys whom you needed to look good, they look good. Like hope to see Abikady, playing well against the line second and third stringers. You hope to see Rook looking good. I single those guys out because we know they're going to be the starters. I mean, Walker and Pierce they didn't really make much of an impact in the stat sheet, but it looked like Pierce was getting double teamed a bit out there. Looks like the Lions really sort of they saw the hype during camp when it came to Pierce, so they decided they weren't gonna let him add to that. Stick looked fine. Drummond and Chris Blair both, made a statement for that wide receiver 6 battle. The backup offensive line was a big issue. Lamar Jackson, I mean, that's the life of a cornerback. Like you give up one big play and you're one of the quote unquote losers, but that's sort of the reality for Lamar Jackson for this game at the very least. And I mean, it was fine. Like I think you came out of it with more positive vibes than coming into the game.
Yeah, I agree. And yeah, it's big respect for James Pierce to get the like star treatment based on like training camp hype. Like they were like, okay, we're gonna like really game plan for that guy. So shout out to the Lions for being like, we're gonna game plan around training camp hype. But it was good to see the rookies out there. I thought all the rookies acquitted themselves well. Josh Woods had a hell of a game. Dylan Drummond had a hell of a game. Saw some nice things from David Sills and Chris Blair. And we'll continue to watch. Obviously, we will be covering, assuming my internet works, where I'm traveling. We'll be back for preseason week 2. I have another watch party for you guys. Same thing with week 3. We'll keep you guys posted on our content schedule. Hoping to have Trayshawn back early next week. We'll talk about this game and what we're looking for going forward in the preseason. And then we'll be joined by Joe Patrick on Wednesday for some more updates on practice and everything going on. Hopefully we'll get an update, of course, on Maurice Norris soon and his status. Yeah, we got lots more coming your way. Just a couple more weeks of preseason. We got through the first week so far. And we're going to be moving all full steam ahead to week 1, which I believe week 1 now officially less than a month away, Adnan. So I'm excited to finally get to some real football and little bit more preseason in between, but we're almost there. We saw actual football on the field in Atlanta today, and that was a major step towards real football being played. So
the best part of this season is that the season is, I think, a little earlier than usual. I think it starts September 4th. Sometimes, it'll start a few days later into September. So, I mean, yeah, that's it's very good. Like first Sunday, September 7th. So, it's technically, I think, a few days earlier than normal.
Yeah. All right. Any final thoughts, Adnan, before we sign off? I think we've covered pretty much everything that we can cover at this point. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, no, it's a good game overall. Happy with what with what was out there, with what was shown, and yeah, no, it's definitely a hope for the best for Norris, and we'll get back to it when it comes to the training camp. I'll probably be out there for both days of joint practice against the Titans this coming week, and then back at it for the game against the Titans in preseason next Friday.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Obviously a sobering end to the night. I think everyone involved handled it with as much class as could be expected, and shout out to the players for standing up for they wanted to cease playing after something like that, and it's the preseason, so I think the NFL did the right thing and just letting it go, because it could have been a lot different if the NFL was like, no, you need to keep playing, and we could have had a very different situation there. So it seems like everybody agreed that this was the best way forward, and obviously our thoughts are with Maurice Norris, and tough situation, brutal hit, and again, it's like nothing dirty about it, nothing unusual about the play in general, pretty standard, outside run to the left, and just bad knee to the head on a tackle attempt, and that's all it takes. So just a reminder that this is a very serious sport with very serious athletes that are capable of being seriously hurt at any opportunity, even in a preseason game. And we should all keep that in mind as we cheer them on and respect what they're doing out there. So thank you guys for hanging out with us. We had a great time with you. Like and subscribe before you go, if you don't mind. That really helps us out. Leave a 5-star review. We're Dirty Birds and Brews on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Those really help us out. If you haven't done that already, if you could like follow and subscribe or whatever on the podcast platforms and leave the 5-star reviews, that actually really helps reach there. Same thing with YouTube. So if you haven't done that yet, we appreciate that. If you want to get in on the Falcoholic Fantasy Leagues, we just put out the signups for those. Just make sure either be a patron, patreon.com/FalcoholicLive, or join the YouTube channel memberships as well. Either of those will work. Just fill out the form and we'll get you in. We'll probably be firing up those in the next week or two. But until next time, guys, I'm Kevin Knight of Falcoholic Kevin. He's Adnan Nikic at Say Which Way. We had Trayshawn there for a little bit. I wish we had something a little more. I feel like he came in like right before the injury happened, so we didn't even get to break down film with Trayshawn. But we'll get him back in here at some point. He's at Trey3Sean on Twitter. We'll be back this week with more Falcons football coverage for you guys. Until then, have a great night, guys. Thanks for joining us.